Early one morning while making the rounds. Hey, kitten!
I was gonna say, I don't know if you know, I said we were going live, but
You also said, I'll see you in a minute, which made me think that maybe you were going to bring
I
me in
know
or
that was
something.
weird. I don't know why I did that. I said we're getting ready to go live. I was like, see you later, see you in a minute. And it
Liz
never
Trick is a new member.
Liz Tricks, where? Wow. Liz, thank you for becoming a member and staying up this late.
Love the hat, by the way.
I know. Liz is so cute.
It's, where is he? Do you see him?
I do.
No, there he is. Got a big hat like that.
Mad Hatter. Aw, Joanne Hawley gifted memberships. Thank you, Joanne. Wow. Guys, that's really nice. That's a nice way to start. Thank you. Hey, Hope Between the Dreams is here. Debbie Love and Life. Happy Thanksgiving and happy new toilet, Tommy and Johnny.
It is bolted down and everything.
That was really kind. Hey,
That was
Lumen, Caroline in Canada, Jamie Palmer is here. I love Hope Between the Dreams. DS Kitty Diane, Lisa Vining's here. Rachel Stone is also Squirrel Girl. Just Joan, Sassy Savage. Yeah, guys, happy Thanksgiving. Did that just happen?
I'm sorry, I thought you were busy.
Did you just candy corn it?
No.
Whoa, babe, you feeling all right? Never seen you do that before in my life. Also, it's a little rude, I have to be honest. You make the best quesadilla I've ever had.
How do you know I didn't buy this from across the street?
How about don't talk about it?
All right.
Jam Jam, can't stay, wanted to say happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for being a member and happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Christine Miller.
I'm not mad at you. I do that all the time.
No, it's a quesadilla and he does it. He makes them at home and he stuffs me with them whenever I'm there. Hey, Debbie Zito, Alicia made it, Anna Banana, Jeannie Hansen. Thank you,
Reese
Maud.
is beautiful, is she not? Didn't I say that right before we went live? I love that.
You know, thank you, Bunny. You guys, I streamed. Thanks, Debbie Love and Life. I streamed at our favorite store in Wartrace today, Southern Goods, with my brother. You guys got to meet my brother. I can't believe my mom hopped on. That was crazy. This top is from that store, and it's in red, black, green, and brown. And I got it in black and green. And I think I'm going to wear the green one around Christmas time. But they're weird, and I've had it for months. I don't know how to wear it. This is see-through. I don't know if you could tell. So I just put this tank on underneath because I was like, can I just do it with nothing? Wrong channel. Yes, dear.
Like you said, I have a few ideas we could maybe discuss.
It's really like, I don't think they're very expensive and they're so elegant. And I thought, ladies, you could put this underneath like a sweater vest even. You could really jazz this up. The neck kind of goes up, but it kind of rolls back down, which I just think the green and red are beautiful. Thank you, Third Eye Open. Hey, Margie Barr. It was a fun shopping trip. Yeah, I can't believe my mom popped on. But you guys got to meet my brother today, and he really is sweet. Nathan is a really nice guy.
I like it.
Yeah, Liz, she had some. It only goes up to large. Third Eye Open, and it's tight, but I think it's meant to be tight. This is not supposed to be like loosey goosey. But I got the large and
Boudica Boo!
Hey, Boudica, I haven't seen you in forever, babe. Welcome in. Thank you for being a member. I want one in red and the black. Alicia, just text the number that the mods always put up on the stream, and she'll pull one back for you. I saw them today, so you can definitely get one. I kind of want the red now too. Like now that I'm wearing it for the first time, I'm like, oh, I kind of like it. I think Tommy does too.
Yeah, we'll have to. Well, we'll talk about it.
You have some ideas with it?
I do. I have a couple of ideas.
Maybe I could come fix your cable.
I'm here about the pipes. So I was talking on my last show. I didn't go very long. I went live, but I didn't go for a long period of time because I'm not feeling it. At least when I'm looking at you, I could go for hours. It's like hanging out with your girlfriend. But if you go on and you just try to talk, sometimes you're like, yeah, and it was a tough day and I didn't want to do it. But I was mentioning the holidays are coming. We do have a tradition going on at New Year's. We have to figure out, one of us needs to be with the other one somewhere.
like a swan situation, like a lobster situation, because they
Um,
mate for life.
yeah. Well, no, I mean, on top of that, I'm all about mating for life. But on top of that, Pumpkin, this is Trace. This is our third New Year's together. I spent 45 minutes trying to explain this to Reese the other day. Maybe somebody can help me. This really is our third.
You know why that confuses me? Because I haven't been on YouTube for 3 years. Have
Right.
I? Yeah, no. This is my third New Year's on YouTube.
It's your third New Year's with me.
I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Wow.
See that? Yes, it is. I can make this really easy. The first one, I showed up and said, "Hey, how you doing? I was there to support you. It was the anniversary of you getting outed." The
Hey, how
second
you
one, I asked you to marry me. This should maybe jump off the page at you. I'm just.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
The reason I've had 3 on YouTube is the first New Year's where you hopped on was my 1 year of my outing. That's when
Correct.
he outed me. I wasn't on YouTube yet. So I
Correct.
started my channel in August and then we crept up to New Year's Eve. So that was the 1 year. Yeah, third eye open. Okay. And that's where Tommy came on. And what'd you do? And he showed us his paddles and my face lit up.
Speaking of that, look at that.
Honey, I don't like that.
I don't either. I don't either.
Well,
But it'll be normal by the time I get to Tennessee.
or I come to Ecuador.
Either way will work with me, but we got to spend New Year's together, kid. We can't blow that streak. It would just be
I
sad.
think we let the crowd decide.
Can I vote?
Sure.
I'd rather have you in Ecuador.
So would I. Fine. Sounds great.
Okay. I'm just saying.
They got nude beaches.
You'll never forget the your face when I did the hands thing. I won't either. That was a
Oh my
beautiful
God. I think I went like this. I was like, he was so
thing.
cute.
You're having a bad
I
time.
I hadn't cheated on Jeff yet. Reese goes to Ecuador. They go live there. Huxley, no, I don't think I would bring him too, just because it's so expensive. The flight right now would be really expensive to fly him. So what I would probably do is if I go see Tommy, it would be for like a quick turnaround thing because I wouldn't take Huxley with me this time.
Okay, we need to talk about this because quick might not work for me. So maybe I need to come to Bug Tussle. How quick are we talking?
Babe, I'm just literally living my life.
I know, but we're spitballing this since the two of us are we're kind of New Year's people. We have a tradition. How long are you talking about? Could you go 7 days? Could you go 10?
Probably. I mean, he would be on winter break from school, and I have a house sitter that comes and stays whenever I go out of town to help with the dogs.
Oh no.
So she could probably come. She's told me she could come anytime I need her. And my mom, of course, would be here to check as well. I could probably make that work. We just have to figure it out.
Okay, yeah, I just didn't want when you said it's going to be a quick turnaround, I'm like, the 4 or 5 day thing, like it takes a long time to get there.
That's sweet, Hope.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see you, babe. It sucks. It's not just a hop, skip, and a jump away anymore.
I know.
But, yeah.
But this is a requirement. I mean, New Year's is a huge day for us. If you can't get here, then I'll come there. But we have to get together for New Year's. I'm not going to spend the New Year's without you. It's at this point, it's something that means a great deal to me. And I talked about this earlier on my show. I don't give a rip about Thanksgiving this year, and I'm gonna pray a lot on Christmas Day, and it's gonna be very much a different kind of a Christmas. But I got to think about New Year's and enchiladas.
Wait, what are you going to eat? I walked into that and I'm still embarrassed to this day about it. I'm embarrassed about that. And I'm embarrassed that I've ever listened to Creed.
Do you have any idea how often I watch that? I'm sorry. Wait, what did you just say?
Flash sale, $6.50 marked down from 10.
No, you listened to Creed.
Well, I never did. I said I regret that I said that I might have.
No, that's not even close to what you said. You
I
slipped.
said
No, you dropped it. Everyone heard it.
there's a potential that what if I had ever listened to a Creed song, I would regret it, is what I said. You know what I said? I said the new Kanye West. I love what Kanye West said. I regret participating in life. That's my theme.
I love the double back. I love you backpedaling, but you listened to Creed.
No, I didn't.
Oh, wait.
Okay, you know what? When I was in Ecuador, you blasted a song and he was like, I'm through with standing in line to clubs I'll never get in. That's the same band. So no one.
You seem to know the words to this.
Because you played it 400 times.
Are you going to stand by that?
Maybe.
No, we're going to go with honesty on this one. You listened to Creed and you only had to hear that once.
I said if there was a potential that I might have ever listened to hypothetically, I would be embarrassed, is what I said. There's a hypothetical turnout that might have happened if I wasn't dumb, and I wasn't, is what I said.
I'm not exactly sure that that's what you said. But here's the good news. I have it on film. Look, at least I own mine.
Yeah, that's
I like Ace of Base. There, I said it.
I have a whole video of you swinging your baton to Ace of Base.
I'm not sure that that's real. Was it the sign? Or was it
It was I saw the sign. You were doing your classic dance and you were and you were swinging your baton.
I don't think that that's a real thing.
Hey, Shelly Kelly. I was in my work cafeteria and I laughed out loud over the enchiladas thing. Didn't we all? Because I am incredibly embarrassed about it.
I watch that all the time. I really do. That's a go-to video of mine.
I want to take it down.
You were cute as hell. That was brand new in our relationship, and you were just like happy and giddy, and you had no idea what was coming. And I promise you, I knew exactly what was coming, and I thought this is going to be great.
If you go back and look at that, my face turned so red, and I normally overwear blush. I usually wear way too much blush. That wasn't a blush issue in that one.
Oh no, you blush.
I felt so stupid when I was like, "What are you gonna eat?" I cannot believe I did that.
I'm a fan of enchiladas.
You said, I'm not going to be eating enchiladas on my honeymoon. And I was like, what are you going to eat?
It's funny right in the beginning too, because I was already lining it up and you didn't catch it from the beginning because you're like, yeah, nobody wants to see me naked. And I went, you didn't catch it. I was doing I kind of want to see you naked.
Yeah. What did you think after you did, by the way? Was I
saw you naked?
Yeah, like, was I too fit? I was worried that I was going to be too fit.
You know, it's a silly question.
A lot of men complain about that.
Like, well, there were really only two options, right? One would have been that I went, ew, and took off. And the other one would have been that in spite of, an atomic bomb on my front lawn, I still didn't take off. So obviously there's something there.
I'm just saying a lot of men have said to me, like, you need to slow down on your fitness addiction.
So you've heard that before?
Many times. Yeah. It's like, I just have one of those like rock bodies of just like.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying.
There's no softness to it anywhere.
There's a couple of spots. No.
What are you going to eat? Oh, God. It just rings in my head. It's so embarrassing.
Oh, come on. You love it.
Oh, so anyway, New Year's Eve, hun bun.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I have a yoga body. Yeah, Renee B. Yeah, I would say I have the potato yoga body.
Spuds?
It's a new age thing.
So you got other guys saying you need to back off on the working out?
Yeah.
Did you ever get a butter that bacon? Bacon that sausage? No? Or babe, guess what? I made extra quesadillas.
Babe, what's going on? Or do we need to talk some things out?
No.
Okay. I'm a little worried about you. Tommy did when I was there, made me quesadillas like 3 times a day, and I don't eat that often. Like, he would make them in the morning, and I was like, "I don't eat breakfast." He was like, "I made you 3 quesadillas. Eat
They
these."
were breakfast quesadillas.
I
They had
know
eggs.
they were delicious. I just don't eat breakfast. It was a lot. Your guy and you were talking about moving to Germany, and he's talking up the German Alps. I almost asked him if we could see Mount Everest from there. Everest is very far from Germany. Jamie Palmer, wow. You know, everybody's talking about moving out of the country, including me. And I think it's a go. I think it's a yes.
It is still Ecuador, right? This is not. We're not going to get off of this, and you're going to be like, no, I'm going to Italy.
Oh, I was looking at Portugal, but yeah.
No, I knew it.
No, I
Damn
love
it, when you think you scored.
I absolutely love Ecuador. I just have to get my financial ducks in a row and figure it out. It's a lot to figure out on my end, babe, and I'm not going to stress myself out about it. But at the same time, I think other people will do it for me. For instance, tonight on the phone, my mom was like, "What time do you want to do Thanksgiving tomorrow?" And I was like, "Earlier, Mom, than later, because I got to stream." And she was like, this is just a hassle. She goes, "Maybe we won't do this next year." And she goes, "Oh, I forgot. You won't even be here next year." And I was like, yeah, this isn't stressful at all. Like, I don't feel I feel very stressed. I'm calmer than you are.
No, next year you'll be doing Italian food on Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah. And I told her, I go, "Mom, I may still be here in a year. I don't know. Like, I don't know how easy it is." Babe,
I'm sorry, I had something in my throat.
have you been in this house before? Like, are you aware? You helped me move, right? You're the guy that helped me move. You know how much stuff I have, right? What do I do with it?
What? I'm sorry, did you just say, wait, you're the guy that helped me move?
Yeah. Do you remember? Do you like recall how much stuff that your girlfriend has?
Oddly enough, that's a memory that sticks out. Not so much from the move. From the move, I remember hugging you when we first got there, and I was like, it's over. That dude's gone. Like, that was beautiful. I remember the ride down there with Kid. I don't remember the move. I don't remember loading everything up and all that. I really don't. The second move, the one where I got there when you were like, that stuff needs to go over there. And I moved it. And then you were like, no, not there. That stuff needs to go outside to the storage facility outside. And I was like, okay. And then you were like, but I'm afraid of spiders, so it has to go into Tupperware. You remember this? I moved your stuff, conservatively speaking, a baker's dozen times.
You good, or you still need to get this out?
No, I think that pretty much got it.
Okay, because here's the good news. You never have to move it again. I have to do it.
Well, I don't think you should be concerned with all of that.
No, I shouldn't be. It's just my stuff, and I'm only moving out of the country. I don't think I need to be concerned about it. Babe,
I left my boxes in the United States, and I feel very good about it.
I don't have anywhere to leave mine. I got to get rid of it. I remember video of Reese putting Gertie's bed in her car. Yeah, that was really a real.
And some AR-15s, apparently.
That was a crime-ridden video. There was crime all over that video. Yeah.
Gun smuggling. They forgot to cut one camera wire. Isn't that what they said? They missed one camera. Holy shit, that was funny. I'm sorry.
When that video pops up, I watch it. I like to give it a view because I think it's hilarious. I'm like in my pajamas. Tommy's running around a U-Haul.
Tell Renee B the story just briefly of Kid and because Renee B says, I'm more worried about the pets than anything else. Reese said to me when Kid was missing, she said, we give it another hour, and if we can't find her, I guess we just have to go. And I was like, are you woofing me? If we didn't find Kid, I'd still be in Kansas City. Would I not?
You would, but that's not entirely how it happened.
Well, no, you weren't going to abandon them. The look was this. She went, how about if we wait one more hour? It was the bluff.
Yeah, I don't even know if I said that. I think I said, what do we do if we don't find her? Do we leave? Like, I don't know what we do. Yes, Debbie Zito. Didn't Kid ride with Tommy?
One of the greatest experiences of my life, and I'm not even being a wise guy or anything else, but everybody knows I kind of have a cat thing. And cats in cars are hard because if you're a cat lover, when a cat gets in a car, they're just so bummed out and the noises they make, and you just have to kind of endure it. And I got in there and she made like 4 meows in like 10 seconds. And I got my face right in the cage and was like, when we get to the gas station, I'm going to let you out. You can do whatever you want. And she did not make another sound. And after we filled up in the truck, I opened the cage and she just got in my lap and chilled out. We had such a great time, kid and I. It was 12 hours of bliss.
12 hours and she was fine. Didn't she sit up on the windshield, like the dash, and look out the
For
windshield?
2 or 3 hours. And then she spent 2 or 3 hours in my lap. And then she would just like walk around the inside and put her paws up and look out the window. She was the greatest road tripper ever. She really was.
Yeah, she really was. Sam Ashby, I love that dog. Why doesn't Tommy come over to you for New Year's and help you sort out your moving and go back together? You can take 3 pets. Yeah, I mean,
it's not a bad idea. Can I weigh in though really quickly? Because you did say we could go either way on this. We have a mutual friend here that would absolutely just adore to see you here over the holidays. In fact, we have several that would be really stoked to see you.
We have several. I mean, Mona's dying to see me. She
I was
texted me
thinking of Luigi, but
Luigi. Well, I already know. I knew who you were talking about when you said that, but it made me think of Mona. Luigi for sure. Lucy for sure. There's a lot of people that are like, when are you coming?
I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'd kind of like to get married on a beach. And if we're together on New Year's, maybe we do that thing. You know what I mean? Just saying. Last year at that time, I said we should get married, and we even joked about a beach. But now I kind of live a couple of 100 yards from one, and just throwing it out there.
You just upgraded to married.
I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm. You're just saying what, babe? You kind of have to follow through with what you're just saying there, because you just dropped a zinger. You just dropped a banger.
Last year, it was pretty close to a year ago, and granted, we had a couple of bumps in the road since then. But I said, "Would you marry me?" And you were like, "When do you want to do that?" I said, "Well, we could do it next year because New Year's has kind of been a big deal for us." And granted, there was this storm that we endured, but now we're kind of approaching that time that we had discussed anyway. I don't know. I'm still pretty fond of you. You know what? I would want Huxley here. The question would be whether or not that could be pulled off. Because I'm just going to go out here and say it. It is almost impossible to get a ticket this late unless somebody already bought one.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, guys.
Let me say that again in case you didn't get it. Unless somebody already bought one.
You're all over the place tonight. I don't know if you know.
I may have bought you a ticket.
Oh.
Yeah, keep up.
You might want to ask me before you do something like that, just to be sure.
You know what? It's fully refundable. If we can't do it, then I will have to deal with Bug Tussle.
Okay. Thank you for that. I will want to make sure the dates are something we can work with. But I love that, babe. And here's what I love about you. This is what I love about Tommy right here. I love you're kind of a lot like me, like a female Reese, because I love how
it would be a male Reese.
Yeah,
the female Reese wouldn't have a penis,
and I don't. But I love how sentimental you are, and I love how you think ahead and you plan, and dates matter to you. And I've been with a lot of hundreds.
Did not know that.
Hundreds of just a male character, and yeah, and
you're number 4.
Yeah, and none of them really seem to care about that as much as you. And I love that about you, babe. I just want to say that. I mean that. I absolutely love that.
It means a lot to me.
I'm serious. I love how much you care. Debbie, Love and Life. I was going to ask, why are you moving to Salinas? Like, is there a reason? Like, have you been there? Do you guys love it? I'm curious about that. You've said you're moving there, and that's really exciting. I think somebody's proposing, and I think someone's missing it. I don't seem to be getting, kind of like that night that I said, "What are you going to eat?" Thank you for your super chat, though. That was very kind. Hey, Ray.
Every Friday?
Huh?
Every Friday?
Every Friday?
It's not true either. I'm just saying. It's not every Friday.
Peanut. We absolutely could work something out.
Well, we need to.
My goodness.
I'm not going
Retire,
to miss the New Year's.
huh?
I'm not going to miss a New Year's with you.
You kind of like me, don't you?
Take your leave it.
Sometimes you come on. Sometimes you come on kind of strong, like you like me.
I'm fond of you. You've left an impression.
Thank you, hun bun. I feel the same. Chose Salinas right before Tommy and Johnny went there. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Well,
no, you know what? It's not quite as crazy as you might think. There's a lot of Salinas is a place that a lot of people come to. It's safe. You know what I mean? And the people that want to live in Ecuador want to live in a place where they don't have to deal with. Although most of if you really look at like the numbers of murders and all that, I'm not trying to, but so many of them took place inside prisons. Those get weighed into the prisons in Ecuador are vicious. They're all gangs, and
I'm sure, but I felt more safe. Let me put it this way: I would not go walk down the streets of Nashville like I did in Salinas. I walked Salinas every day, morning and night, by myself. Almost every day I was there, and I'm talking night. Like you would go live and stream at 8 o'clock, and I would go walk till 8 or 9 o'clock, and it was dark and I never felt unsafe once. I never felt like, oh God. And do you remember there was a time I went and walked and you were kind of mad at me the first time because I didn't work it out with Verizon to have service there. And remember my phone didn't work at all. And you were like, you're literally in another country. You're walking around going, what are you going to eat? Like I totally was just
you don't speak the language. You're in another country and you're just like
walking around. That's people have told me that's my biggest downfall. I'm very naive and I'm just like, no, you told me I'm Alice.
You're very Alice-like.
Even though I've never seen it, I'm very Alice.
Yes, we did. I saw watched at least half of it.
We didn't, half of it. And she was very dumb bum like that.
We can't be calling Alice a dumb bum.
Well, remember when she was like, curiouser and curiouser? Like she was just like, what are you gonna eat? Like she was just very much.
She enjoys the moment, but I don't think she's dumb.
It's very cheaper. Yeah, it's probably not that she's dumb, but she
enjoys life and everything. Nothing phases her. You're very similar to her in a lot of ways.
Reese, stuff means nothing compared to that type of happiness. Put things in a storage unit. So I'm kind of with you on that, Hope. I'm gonna go price storage units. And if I'm thinking I can't afford it, but what if I find one that I can afford and make that work? Then I could go sooner. I could just put my stuff into a storage unit. I would have to sell my car, which my friend was like, sell it to Carvana. They'll literally come pick it up. You leave the keys under the seat. They give you a check. Reese is she's not dumb. She's just high. Reese goes by the seat of her pants. Spontaneous.
The faster thing is that's healthy. I'm free Friday.
Here's the thing. Even if I put all my stuff in storage, babe, even if I did all of that, I have to figure out Huxley. I'd have to enroll him into a school there. And my biggest thing is the animals. It's going to be tough to get 5. I still don't think we should bring Moose and Seamus.
We're bringing Moose and Seamus, but you can make your argument really quickly. I have to do something about my schnozzle. I'll be right back.
Guys, I know that you're mad at me about this is a boring stream for you. I'm sorry that it is. We had no topic and we hopped on right when we went live. So we at least didn't talk about it. I've been gone all day. I understand that people are like, that's Tommy's cats. You have to bring them. It's not that. I don't mind bringing them. I'll pay the fee. It's all of that's fine. They are barn cats. These are country cats. They are indoor-outdoor cats. They kill an animal at least once a day and eat it head first. And thanks, Debbie Love and Life. Thanks, West Coast Fancy Nancy. They kill things all the time. They hunt all the time. Renee B, and you could. A couple of people have offered to help me with the pets. I would actually take you up on that big time. My thing is they're outdoor cats. it's going to be hard to put them into a place and not let them out. They're going to drive people nuts. And by people, I mean me.
No, they're not.
Okay. Well, you do speak cat. And Seamus is best friends with Bo. He is no.
Separating them would be a real problem. But the indoor outdoor thing, here's what happens. Picture the place that you and I have looked at through our friend Josh. You open the front door to go outside, and they go, "It's not like, isn't that something?"
Is that the cutest thing you've ever seen?
Okay, the next time you bring up separating them, I'm just going to go, photo.
By the way,
How about last night with Moose?
Seamus gave up on life, but he did want me to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
That was right after he was shot. Just so that you all know, he did make it. It required.
So shot him.
Yeah, they had to put paddles on him to bring him back, but he's still with us.
Seamus moves for no one. He's the laziest cat. He's the slowest cat I've ever seen. I'm not sure that he hunts.
Moose last night. I said, how about Moose last night?
What about him?
You know how cats do the making biscuits thing? Well, I was talking to Reese last evening, and Moose was doing the making biscuits thing on the bed, and then decided that it would be a lot easier to do that if his butt and legs were on top of Bo. So he just backed up onto him and put his feet up on top of Bo.
He literally backed his ass up onto Bo's back and like plopped down on Bo's back, and the rest of him was leaning down making biscuits. And Bo was in a dead sleep, and he woke up and was like staring so uncomfortably. Bo never reacts to anything, and I feel so bad for him sometimes. Everybody's like sits on Bo, grabs on Bo. Question.
Look right into the camera for me real quick.
What?
Look right into the camera for me real quick. No, into the camera, babe. Wherever the camera is. There you go. All right, thank you.
Why?
The eyes.
Well, that's what I was saying. Did you want me to look like that so you can actually see them? You can't see my eyes.
No, they're fantastic.
Thanks, Bunny. I love when you get Thumperfoot. What's the calendar year for the school Hux will go to? Is it similar? No, I think it's flip-flop, Debbie, because school is out right now. It's summer for them.
First summer.
What?
This is first summer. We kind of get two of them. For real.
Kids get 2 summers?
Yeah, like when I moved here, I got here in May or June or something like that. And we were in summer. It was hot as hell. Every day was beautiful. The sun was always out, but that's not summer. That's like the second summer. They go through, there's 4 distinct seasons. They just all happen to be warm. But there are 4 different changes in the weather here.
But there's not 2 summers from school, honey.
No, but there are 2 summers.
So to answer Debbie's question, school year is different there than it is here. They are out of school right now.
Correct.
And their summer is from Christmas to Easter is what Josh told us, the realtor. Yes. Yeah. So Debbie, honestly, I have to research all of that. I'm not entirely sure. I know the school I want to put him in because it's a private prep school. It's $300 a month, which is like insane money there. Just Joan, thank you. Tropical dry season and tropical wet season. Yeah, Buddha Kaboo, that's probably true. So there's just a lot of things that we have to nail down. But, it would be amazing to put my stuff into a storage and then move there, decide if I actually intend to stay there like full time, and then come back and get rid of my stuff in storage. I don't want to keep my stuff in storage for years if I've decided I'm going to be a resident of Ecuador.
No, I agree with that. I saw a comment that said cats are really stressed out by change. And since I am a very large hairless cat, I would like to comment on this because people say it all the time. As a great example, my cat spent 26 hours in a cat carrier, got molested by 3 different, agents that had to pick her up and prod her and all of that. And it took them probably 6 hours to chill out and start acting exactly like cats. Had we left them there so that they didn't have to deal with the change, it would have been years of them tripping about why did Tommy take off on me? Why did Johnny take off on me? So they bounce back pretty quickly.
We've talked about that for me rehoming Bo. I keep going back and forth on that because he's so big and he has to fly in cargo. And I've been told by many people that's not good for a dog.
It isn't.
However, 10 hours or 12 hours in cargo versus forever rehoming him, it's like he probably would be pretty confused and sad and upset, right? Hey, Art of the Personal Story, welcome in. So, yeah,
I said I like the name, Art of the Personal Story.
I also, I mean, you got to think about that. My friend who's a vet was like, will Bo enjoy that kind of climate? He's black and he's got thick cotton-like fur. Like, will he enjoy the beach? Now, here's the thing. Poodles, I think, are water animals.
He has webbed feet.
Yeah. So will he like running in sand and running on the beach? All the animals are going to shift from farm 4 seasons to being, I don't know. Will Bo overheat because he's black?
It's 70 degrees here. I mean, you're not moving into Tucson. In the summer, it gets to 80, 83. It's rare that it gets very hot here. It really is. It's rare. The sun is hot.
I feel like the topic tonight is awful, and this is just a conversation we should be having on FaceTime. We should actually like engage and do something fun.
No, but you know why I like this? Because when you go, well, I don't think I'll take him. Now I have a whole audience to go, oh, come on. We saw that picture. You have to take him. I kind of like them having my back on this. But you're right. Let's talk about a topic.
Honey, I want to bring them. It's just a lot of pressure on me. I've got a kid and 5 animals and a whole house full of stuff. I got to figure this out, and I don't know where to start. I don't know how. It's stressful for me. It stresses me out because I just want to get from A to B, but I feel like there's such a mountain to overcome, and I don't know where to begin. I really don't know.
I get that, and we'll work through that, but I'm on the other side of the mountain.
I was told, I've been told this too. I could only fly a dog in cargo if the temperature was a certain temperature. I know. And the problem is I got to go to Miami, and it's hot in Miami typically. So I can only fly him certain times of the year because
they're not worried about the heat. They're worried about the cold.
They also says it on the plane's websites. It depends on the heat too.
Yeah, I never heard that. Because you're flying at 40,000, 35,000 feet, and the temperature up there gets very, very cold. So if it's already cold at sea level or wherever you took off from, they're never going to let you put an animal in there.
I could have sworn I read that it was also a heat issue, but maybe I'm wrong.
It could be. It could be.
They are worried about the heat. Okay.
I'm all about a happy injection.
Injection before Bo travels will do wonders. Also, keeping Bo well clipped. Oh yeah, for sure. It is hot here in Australia, and black animals do just fine. I have 2 black cats. Okay, Boudica, that's helpful. Thank you. Yes, but he's gonna sit in the tarmac. That's right. That's what I read. That like they can't. If you got to have a certain temperature. It can't be above a certain temperature. Stop worrying about a topic. If we didn't like the stream, we would have left. We all love you both. Thank you, Caroline in Canada. I'm not worried about it. I'm not really worried about it. I just feel kind of like low key tonight. Like we should bring it. We should up it a little bit. Could Tommy possibly go back to Tennessee after New York? After New York? What's he doing in New York?
Sassy, I told you not to tell anyone I was going to New York.
Your name is Tommy, isn't it?
Good one. Good one.
Okay, kill him.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to New York, but I'm a fan. It's one of my favorite places to be.
New Year. Are you going to New York over the New Year?
No, I'm not. I'm either going to Bug Tussle or I'm getting my my Ecuadorian girlfriend brought to Ecuador.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
Did you know I had an Ecuadorian girlfriend?
I've been told. A couple of people tried to make me jealous and said you had an Ecuadorian girlfriend. The problem is I can't get jealous anymore, even if I try.
Probably because you know who my Ecuadorian girlfriend is.
Oh, aren't we a couple?
Oh, we are not smart. Shelly Kelly, thank you.
Wow.
I blame Reese.
This is why Shelly Kelly went to school. She's really smart, and I love her. And she's my smarty girl that keeps track of my spreadsheets and schedules because she's a genius. I want you to know I can't be at the Zoom Sunday heading to Disney with the grandkids. I've been wanting to do this forever. Well, Riley's human. That's a way better, more fun thing to do. Have fun. Happy Thanksgiving.
The second happiest place on earth.
I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people aren't at the Zoom on Sunday because it's Sunday.
What was that?
It's a holiday with family. I'm sorry, I came from Scientology and I couldn't put that together because I've never thought of holidays with family. It was hard for me. Sorry, that took a minute.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I just think I'm off tonight, or maybe it's you. I don't know, but I feel bad for the audience. There's 107.
You're thinking maybe I'm off? You know what? It's been a hell of a day.
Well, you are going to New York.
You started that.
Wow.
You said New York first.
That's nobody's fault.
Words are hard.
Words are difficult these days, Jamie Palmer, and they're hard to come by, and they're hard to believe in yourself. I manage a cat rescue. I love that, Dark Roast. I've heard cats stress easily, but also get over it easily. You just need to give them time to get their stools back to normal, and that's as bad as it gets most of the time. My cats are tough. I'm actually not worried about them at all. I'm worried about Bo. Gertie will be fine because she'll be on the plane with me. Cade will be fine. She'll be right there. Moose and Seamus we're going to tape to the side of the plane, and Bo will be underneath.
I recommend gabapentin.
Yeah.
It really mellows the cats out.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Hey, Renee B, thank you for supporting them. I hope you got the red sweater. I'm a little concerned that you got the small. Maybe you should have gotten the medium. I don't know. Thank you so much, Sophia. So what else are you doing? What else do you know about life? What else do you want to say to me about how much you're in love?
I love the shirt. I'm also a real big fan of the glasses you're wearing.
I know you love these.
If you come to Ecuador for the holidays, I will take you out to the greatest enchiladas in the entire country.
And then what are you going to eat?
Oh, you know.
Moving to Ecuador, gonna eat me a lot of peaches.
I am a fan of peaches.
I'm a huge believer, says Debbie. There's no point in stressing, but what is meant to be will be. If God wants this, it will all work out. I believe you know that, though. I do.
See, I just need to get you down here for New Year's, and then marry you, and then you'll really be stuck, and you'll just have to come back.
Babe, why are you trying to tie me down?
Because I asked you a year ago. You said yes.
I have a lot of suitors.
I don't doubt that.
Hooters?
I'm with the blonde woman. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought we were doing.
Babe, you trying to nail this thing down for the fourth time? You know it'll be husband number 4. I don't know if that's a roll in the dice situation.
It was a year ago. I don't think it is now.
I think people would say I'm loose.
They'd be wrong.
I don't want to speak ill.
Kind of guy.
I don't want to speak ill of your mother on Christmas, but she's a common street whore.
No. That's definitely not you.
Have you guys seen 4 Christmases? It's one of the funniest Christmas movies I've ever seen. I don't want to speak ill of your mother on Christmas, but she's a common street whore. You probably couldn't even take polar bear coat because it would take a whole suitcase. Oh yeah, no, I couldn't take that. No way.
I boxed that bad boy up, and you're right. It would take an entire suitcase.
Yeah, no. Joe did relationship Tourette's the other day while we were out.
You know what? It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
He is your one and only. Aww.
Boo gets it.
Peanut, let me ask you something. Since you're putting me on the spot, I'm going to put you on the spot.
Okay, then.
What are your plans with me?
Well, there's a few things we haven't tried. I don't know how adventurous you're. Oh, what did you mean? Like for, I'm lost. What was the question? We can't talk about that here, Pooter. This is for a different channel.
Babe, damn.
Oh. I just want to grow old with you.
Yes, Hope. I've seen it and it makes me cry. I can't watch it now that Diane Keaton passed away. Sorry, that was the sweetest thing you ever just said. And I'm just talking about movies. What'd you say?
Sorry, I missed it. Oh, I forgot what I was talking about.
You said you were old?
I said I just want to grow old with you.
Do you really?
Without getting way too into subject, come on now.
What's that about?
The camera sometimes. Come on, there we go.
Okay.
The camera sometimes gets out. without getting into unbelievable amounts of my past, I have struggled in a lot of ways, and I don't with you. And it's I've never been happier than when I'm with you.
Really, babe?
Really.
But sometimes I make you so damn miserable. And I ruined your life.
That's well, there was that, but I mean, if you're gonna let that get in the way of a relationship, that's just silly talk.
If it doesn't kill you, it will text you in 6 months.
That's right.
What are
But
your
that won't tell
intentions
you should marry. What?
with this gorgeous lady, young man?
I want to grow old with her.
But babe,
I
such
am happier being alone with you than doing anything else in life. And whether that's, or just hanging out and watching a movie while I fall asleep. Either way, I can literally say with no BS whatsoever, the happiest moment that I can remember in my life was with you. And if I did the top 10, you'd be probably 8 of them. I'm pretty sure of what I wanted.
babe, that is amazing. Thank you, Caroline in Canada. That's a lot.
Oh, if it's too much for you, I understand.
No, it's not that. It's just I don't have that much confidence and faith in me, and you do. And so that makes it hard because I feel like I'm not that great of a fucking person.
Well, let me help you with it, right? Because I think that this will make more sense to you. There was a time that I probably believed that you were perfect. And now I know every single one of your flaws and where they came from. And I love you more now than when I thought you were perfect. You're going to do things that are going to make me upset. And I'm going to do things that make you upset. But these days we don't go like this and let our heads do crazy shit. These days we go like this and we come together. And I can't imagine trying to talk to somebody else. You know what I mean? I can't imagine a world that you're not in. That's it. And if that's overwhelming, sorry, not sorry. I mean, it's just the truth. And you make me happy. So yeah, I want to nail you down for a long-term relationship. In my dreams, you're blowing me. Some kisses. I'm sorry. It's a great movie.
Honey, that is hard to say anything else too, other than that's amazing. And I love you.
And I believe that. And every other person that ever said that to me, who was blonde, I didn't believe them. And even when the world was on fire, I knew you loved me. Didn't it's that's not something that I doubt, and that's probably worth the price of admission, right? There are people all over the place, like the statistics on people that get divorced. What the hell is going to happen to us that's uglier than the last year? I mean, the small bumps in the road or whatever. Holy shit! I mean, when things get tough, we can go long con. We'll get through this, right? And I'm not being funny. Yeah. I mean, you weather that and you stay in love. I don't know that. I mean, what's going to come up? It's going to be ugly.
I have to be honest with you about something because I wanted to do a stream about this on Relatable Race. It's not you I'm worried about. It's I'm just kind of discovering some new things about myself, like that, like some strong characteristics that I have adopted since I was born. And I worry about that for someone whoever's going to love me, which is you. I worry about that because I feel like I'm damaging because of my past. And I worry that would ruin any and all relationships I will be in and that I have been in, because I am hard to love because of my past.
No, you're not hard to love. There are things because of your past that make you're not going to be like marrying the girl next door. You survived a cult, and I don't want to make this about my past, but I've had a few things that I've survived as well. And you're not hard to love. And the more that I understand your past, the more that the things that are unique to you that aren't great, and there are things, and I wouldn't have acknowledged that a year ago. There are things about you, and not characteristics, things that you haven't learned yet how to do that make things a little bit more difficult. However, the difference in you now than from May, I can't wait to see what 2 Mays do. Right, you're growing at a level that no one else in history has ever grown like, and I would like to have a front row seat to it because I am your biggest fan. And there are going to be days that I want to throw, beer bottles and go, damn it, and I'll go for really long walks, and you'll go, I get it. He's gonna go chill out, and we're better at understanding how the other person reacts and the other person deals. And I think that the other option is that I'm single and miserable for the rest of my life. And there's not much I wouldn't put up with. I promise. And if the last year hasn't proven that, then please let's not put it to any more of a test and just take my word for it. I'm willing to endure anything because I do believe, and I'm sorry, it's probably antiquated and people don't believe it anymore, but I believe you're my soulmate. I really, truthfully, and honestly believe that. I don't think you were created for any other person. I think that you were created for me. And my life is more effed up than people know, and I can't share it. But you have done more to heal me than $500,000 in therapy. Oh, don't mess up the eye makeup. It's doing something for me. But I don't think you should be apologizing for what you've endured. And I don't think you should apologize in advance for mistakes you haven't made. And I don't think you should try to warn off the first person that doesn't want to treat you like shit. I don't need a warning. If the last year didn't clue me into the fact that you and I have come a long way separately, you're not the person that was with me in the past at all. And what's ironic is I think you need me less in a lot of ways, but enjoy me more. And that's probably as healthy a thing. It may not sound it when it rolls off my lips, but I think it's way healthier. You know what I mean? You don't need me around. You want me around, and that's a way better dynamic. And you're 5 months in. I remember talking to people who said she's going to need 3 years for every year she was in the cult. And I'm doing math going, so by 160, she'll be okay. All of that shit gets thrown out the window if your belief systems change, and that there are people that are praying and loving you and who want to be a part of your life. There's you've done shows where you say, I feel like I lean too much on Tommy. I get bummed out when you don't lean on me. I'm not an incredibly social person. I sound like one, right? Because this is what I do for a living, and I've been a public speaker forever. But when that's over, I like to get alone. I really do. And that's been a problem with every person I've ever been with, because alone didn't include the woman that I was with, no matter how much I wanted that to be the case. And that's not you. I can sit and laugh my ass off with you forever. Like, we sit down and we don't have a bad time. And we did in the past because we argued nonstop. But we have spent a lot of time together in person, and there was never a harsh word. And not because nothing came up, like it was a vacation. There was some heavy shit that happened. We just don't do things the way that we used to do it. And I'm pretty convinced. And I'm also smitten to beat shit. And I have a ton of reason not to be. I don't have a choice in this matter, I promise you. It's hokey as hell, but I think if you find the right person, then they literally complete you. I think that there's a part of everybody that's missing. And I know that this isn't a popular sentiment anymore, because we live in a world where everyone is fine by themselves. I'm not. In spite of how everything went down, I was miserable while you were gone. And I'm just a lot happier when you're in my life. And I can't imagine living a life that you're not in. How's that? Book the ticket? It's already booked. Too much? I'm sorry. Should this have been private?
No, I
Yeah.
thought it was lovely.
Okay.
And I love what you said about, I think the shift, you said something that I haven't thought about, but it rang true for me when you said it. The shift is, I don't feel like I need you anymore. Like I used to. When I used to feel like I needed you, it was unhealthy. Like I can't do my life without Tommy. And I don't ever want to feel that way ever again. To be honest, I don't think it's healthy. And I think that I was born into a world of you can't do anything without this. And I'm trying to teach myself I can do everything and I should do everything and stand in my own power. But I think it's a beautiful thing when a person recognizes they found their mate and they share their life with that person by choice, not because it's an unhealthy attachment.
I agree with you.
And I never want to be unhealthily attached to anyone, anything, a cult, food, habits, anything ever again. But I think there is no doubt that I have always been in love with you. Always.
And we have very different pasts, right? We have a crap load of trauma, but they came from very different places. And for me, I lived my entire life going, I don't need a friggin' human being in my life in any way. Women stuck around for very short periods of time because I could not be with a woman for anything other than a very short period of time. So as much as for you that is super unhealthy, for me to need someone the way that I need you is a healthy thing. But it's because our paths, are so much different. But and it doesn't bum me out. I know I understand your past now in a way that I didn't, and I think it's great that you don't need me. I need you. And that's great for me. And the ability to say that out loud is a really important thing, because I promise you I've never said that shit ever. And that's, for me, that is that's a healthy thing. And two people can have completely different needs and still come together and make it work. And I don't mean it in an unhealthy way. Like, I don't freak out if I don't get you on the phone or any of those things. I just know that that I'm not going to be happy unless you're there. Like, I need that for my happiness. That's something that I absolutely need. And I am your biggest fan. I really am. I mean, that's I've never really been a fan of anybody. It's and again, because of a very unique upbringing. I've waited for this my entire life, and this may sound hokey as shit too, but I prayed for this for decades. And if by some chance you ever pray for something forever and it actually shows up, then it's there's something super overwhelming about that. In a great way. But yeah, this was the feel good program where everyone was gonna come by. We make you laugh. Colts and Crims, we're not funny. Sorry.
No, I love you when you're open and deep and honest like this. And you almost are that way with me every single day, as long as we have the time to talk. And I would recommend to anybody to have a Cancer man, because I love it. I love how you match me, and I just love our conversations, whether they be here on YouTube or on the phone at night when we talk. But I've said this since as long as I can remember since I've known you, I love your heart. I absolutely love your heart. And you're very honest, you're very open, and you're just one of the most probably big-hearted man I've ever met. Kindest, just very, very, I don't know what it is about you, but you seem to, it probably has to do with your trauma, your past trauma. But it's like you really, really recognize mine and me, and you are able to see it for what it is and then understand it and then do something about it. You don't just see it. It's like you go, okay, I see what happened to her there, and I'm going to try to fix it and help by doing the opposite of that, because no man has ever done that for her before. You actually take it to the next level. And I've always loved that about you. What would that mean? You're very, very observant.
You do realize that I could say the exact same thing back.
No, I'm not that
observant. And I can't, there's things that I can't say, but I want you to think about this. Because of particular trauma, there are things about you that I can say, no one has ever made me feel like this, or no one has ever not made me feel like this. You have been unique. I think that and for anyone paying attention, since we're being as veiled as we can possibly be, neither of us knew crap about each other a year ago. Nothing. And since then, there has been sort of this open book about everything. And no, you're incredibly observant and helpful. And there are times that you and I will be talking and you'll go, oh, this has got to be very painful for you, or this has to be very this because of your particular trauma. I mean, absolutely, you do the exact same thing. You just don't give yourself credit for it.
It's not that. I just don't think I'm as observant as you are. I don't think I'm as good at recognizing like patterns of behavior as you are. I'm very Alice. I'm very like, how many times have you said to me, like, babe, you didn't.
I've been waiting for Alice since I was 12. Does that not occur to you? I own 700 Alice in Wonderland books. I have tattoos. I own an original printing that costs more than my house. This is a thing for me. When you say I'm like Alice and you say it as an insult, that's I've been waiting for Alice my entire life.
I understand, but what I'm trying to say is I'm not as keen or observant to things. I'm Alice in a lot of ways. Like I'm like, oh. So for you to say, I don't know, what you're saying, I feel like doesn't describe me very well. Sure, I've had my moments where I'm observant, but okay. I feel like there's also been moments where you're like, did you not pick up on that? I mean, that's my whole life.
I know, but those two things are mutually exclusive. And what I mean by that is the times where I go, you didn't catch that, it's trivial bullshit. And the times where there's something that, there have been times where I didn't realize things and you went, that's bothering you because of this that happened. And I've spent $500,000 on therapy. You would think that those people with all the initials after their name would go, oh, you know what's why this is. Although in their defense, I really didn't tell them as much as I told you. But the point is, there have been so many times where you go, this is because this happened to you. And that's one of those things. You make a great point.
Yeah, well, Debbie just said it too. You're not nearly as naive and unaware as you seem to think, at least from how you interact. I guess, guys, I think I'm just, Debbie, by the way, I saw that, Debbie Zito, thank you. I guess I just always considered myself, I can't tell you how many people in my life have been like, did you not just put that together? You didn't like, people do this a lot. Like,
you do this all the time. You're a dumb, no offense, but you do dumb blonde crap all the time, but it's irrelevant. The stuff that you don't catch is worthless. If we're having a conversation about something that is deep and emotional and something that has either scarred me or has the potential to scar me, you go like this. And it's like that with your audience as well. Yeah, you're going to stumble over stupid stuff, but that's because it doesn't mean anything to you. When someone's actually like pouring out their heart or their soul, you're very in tune. I promise you, I've done more of it than anyone else has ever done with you. I guarantee it.
Thank you, honey. And thank you. I want to say too, like, thank you, Third Eye Open. You're very intuitive. You may not see things that relate more to the things you didn't learn growing up. You have a stellar gut instinct. Don't reject when we say positive things to you. It negates our feelings. Yeah.
Thank you, Renee B.
And I don't mean to reject it. I'm not trying to say, oh, you're wrong. I don't mean it like that. I just mean sometimes I'm like, I think I know myself pretty well, and maybe I just don't see what you guys see. There's also that. I've seen that in people where I'm like, you have so much. How do you not see that? So thank you for the boost. Thank you for saying that, guys. I'm not definitely not rejecting what you're saying.
When you've had 10 or so hundreds of guys in your life who put you down, you begin to do it before other people have a shot at it. It's a defense mechanism that people do. I have a different kind of trauma, so my defense mechanism is different, but we put ourselves out there in advance so that the other person doesn't get a chance to. It's something that you do, and you do it a lot less with me now than you ever did in the past. You're getting to the point now, especially when it's just you and me and it's you and me alone, you don't have a problem taking compliments the way that you used to. I mean, you're not there, but you're certainly a lot further along than you used to be.
I would agree with that very much. I'm very aware that in the past I used to say I would actually make you feel bad because I'd be like, oh, come on. And now I'm very much better at that. You're learning about things you were not exposed to at a record rate. Thank you, West Coast Fancy Nancy.
And this may sound weird, and this isn't a brag thing. There are guys when you say, what are you attracted to? And they'll tell you exactly like 9 characteristics that every woman has to have. I don't like dumb people. I can't be around someone that I can't have an intelligent conversation with. And that to me is as important as anything else that someone brings to the table. And I was married to a genetic engineer. I was married to an attorney, right? I was married to a girl who had 2 PhDs. You are the most intelligent woman I've ever met. And I say this to you all the time, and you always make that face. But trust me on this one. There are, Reese, and I'm sorry, I'm using you in Reese likes to think things like, if I don't know when this war started, or I don't know what country this is in, that's not intelligence, that's memorization. Intelligence is your ability to process things. It's your ability to take something in, think about it critically, and then come back out with something. IQ just is a ranking of how much you can learn. You could learn stupid stuff, and you're not going to be a genius. A guy can tell you every single pitcher that ever played in the major leagues. That's not going to benefit somebody much in life. Still had a high IQ. You have a processor that is like no one's I've ever met. You're so fast on your feet. There are times, especially because of how much time we've spent together, someone will say something and I'll think the perfect movie response to this. And while my brain is processing it, you're finishing the sentence. You've already dropped it and I'll go, oh man, you're faster on your feet than anyone I've ever met. And whether you want to realize that or not, that is a sign of intelligence. You have a handicap in terms of certain memorization of facts that other kids learned in school, but that's not intelligence. I promise you it's not. The greatest mathematician that ever lived never stepped foot inside a school, just knew that shit. So he may not have known all the terms, and he may not have said, oh, that theorem belongs to Pythagorean, it's the Pythagorean theorem, but he understood it and could do it on a chalkboard, right? There are people out there that have gifts, and I think the longer that we do this, the more you're going to embrace that, the more you'll realize it. But you couldn't do what you do on your show. You know everybody. You know everything that's going on in their lives, and that's not something that comes with dumb. And I don't do dumb. I mean, I've been with too many people, but none of them were stupid.
I just figure everybody does that.
But you also think that everybody that has YouTube channels does what you do. And 99% of YouTube channels never show their face, ever. So these are things, again, that you haven't learned yet. Public speaking is the #1 listed fear on earth of all people. This is a fact. You can look it up. The fact that it does not make you do this one inside is a gift from God from birth, right? You can't teach this. I used to try to. You cannot teach public speaking. You can't teach someone to be comfortable in front of a room of people. You have it or you don't. And you don't just do that, but you actually relate to everybody in a way that is very, very unique. And how many times have I said to you, this is what I do for a living? I've never met a woman that's a better public speaker, ever. And you always go, and I trained people. This is what I did. But you have gifts in this that are incredible.
Thank you, honey. That's over the top. Thank you. And I've been trying to also just make sure that the audience feels seen and heard. Guys, thank you for the nice comments. Renee B, I read your previous comment and I know how hard it is, and I appreciate you saying that. She even gets names and info right when YouTube changes things up.
Yeah, she's a freak in the best sense of the word.
Thank you, guys. That was really, really nice. Babe, your words were, that's why I love you. That's why I've always loved you. And I've always felt the feelings I feel for you. And that's never changed. And I know that we've been through some really bad times too. And
No.
Thank you, Debbie Zito.
I would go through it again tomorrow.
Now, why would you say that?
Because I would rather take that once every 6 months than live without you.
You wouldn't.
Why the hell am I here now?
Thank you, Wendy R. Reese, you were born with so many gifts. Those wonderful things are ingrained in your DNA. Such a wonderful person, and you're just now finding her. That is really sweet, Angie Mo. Thank you, Hope Between the Dreams.
When I was first hired as a public speaker, I worked at a place called American Business Seminars. And if you look at that company and the people that came out of it, every public speaker who's famous on earth, whose names you know, like the guy with the huge head that's been in movies, and all of those guys all worked at ABS. And I was you. I showed up there and I went on stage and closed 16% of the room and had huge paychecks. And I said to my boss one day, I'm like, why don't you just put 4 more people on it? We could just spin out another crew and you'd make so much more money. And he's like, where do you find them? I'm like, run an ad. Who wouldn't take this job? He's like, you idiot. He's like, you think everyone can do what you do? And he's like, tell you what, you can take over training. And it took me about 6 months to realize that people would come in and they were the most articulate people you have ever heard, right? They had the best vocabularies. You can't train somebody to do what you do. How about that?
Thank you, Bunny.
About me.
Wendy says, say thank you, Reese. I'm just blown away when Tommy says this. He's said this to me many times, and every time I'm in shock when he says it because I'm just like, that can't be, that just doesn't sound right. Thank you, honey. It's hard for me to accept that. I'm not being a bitch here, like cold or anything. I'm just like, it just doesn't sound like me. Whenever you say that, I'm like, that doesn't sound like me. But thank you. And thank you to the crowd for saying the really kind things. I really, really appreciate it. I'm very grateful for everything I have and the relationship with you and all these people.
What'd she say?
Yeah, babe.
All
yes. Right. Well, you've always been my person. I mean, I have to be honest. You know, you guys knew Tommy when he came to Kansas City to help me. But I met Tommy around the holidays a few years ago, and I didn't know him very well at all. I think I had done maybe 2 streams with you, and I was really, really, really intrigued. I liked you a lot. I was very, very intently interested in you, and I just felt it right away. And I remember ending a stream with you one night, and we were talking like we are right now on StreamYard. And I said,
I need to tell you something.
Yeah. I said, I don't know you very well.
What you said is, I really would like to tell you something, but I'm afraid you would tell someone and I went, I know. Convict.
I know, but I said, I don't know you very well. And I really, really need to tell you something. And I trust you, but I'm also afraid that you would tell somebody else. And Tommy said, do you know much about convicts? And I said, I don't. I've had 1 speeding ticket my whole life. I don't know anything about convicts. I don't know any convicts. And then he just explained to me how that works. And he said, I did 13 years in prison, and you don't snitch. You don't tell on people. Well, I came from a snitch culture, right?
You did.
And so it was very different for me. But once he explained that, I felt like, yeah, I already knew I wanted to tell him, or I wouldn't have said that, right? But I was scared and hesitant because of my life and how private things were, and how much on the other side of YouTube I was being told every day, shut your mouth, you'll never talk about this, don't ever say a word. I got threatened with my life if I were to talk about it. He said that to me. Do you want something to happen to you? So I was very afraid. And I remember sharing that with Tommy. And I felt so safe telling him. And he was just like he is right now. He was so soft and calm and just calming. He was not like, what the? Like, he didn't flip out. He listened intently. And he was like, okay. I think he said, thank you for sharing this with me. He was very like, you need to figure out a plan. He was like, and I will help you, but this is a dangerous situation. And he said, I didn't know all of that. And he said he had not ever heard of the Jesters. I think you said, maybe you had.
I had not heard of the Jesters, but I knew guys that were Shriners.
That
and
was
they were doing some pretty similar stuff.
Yeah, you said I knew guys that were into the shrine stuff, Mason stuff, and you said this is serious. And you said he's threatened your life, and I said yeah. And you said, and you have Huxley, and I said yeah. And I said, he takes my car keys. I have no money. Like, I can't leave. I don't know what to do. And I told him that he had gotten physical. And Tommy was like, okay. He said, we have to figure this out, and I'll help you figure it out. He said, but you've got to get out of there. And this isn't going to get better. This is going to get worse. And I said, it has gotten worse. It's gotten a lot worse. And he said, I will help you figure this out. I will do what I can do. He said, but I won't leave your side. And I'm glad that you shared that with me. And I just felt so attached to Tommy at that point. I felt very much attached to him. Thank you.
And the last time that we did a Colts and Crims, I beat on your ex considerably about his physique. And you know what? There are tons of other really good things to beat on him about. There was no reason to necessarily just pick that one. And I've talked about this on the show before, but there were 2 or 3 moments. For those who haven't been with us from Jump Street, I went out there, right, and lived in the house with the both of them. And there were 2 occasions that really jump off the page where I have grown considerably over the years, because maybe 3 occasions where I really wanted to just stomp your ex out like a brush fire. He's one of the most disrespectful people that I've ever met. But we got you out of there, and we did it with almost a modicum of class. Almost.
Yeah. Sassy Savage, his name was Butch.
Butch.
Tommy, everybody has said that. Tommy is your Butch.
I have a picture of me in that basement where I look like I haven't eaten in 4 months. That was a really stressful run. I mean, that was hard. You know what I mean? That really was hard. But the payout was getting in Bug Tussle, and everybody took off. Like, we got to Bug Tussle and family showed up, and it was that whole thing was so stressful. And when everybody finally left and we were just standing there alone, that was another one of those moments that I'll take with me to the other side. That was absolutely beautiful, where I just gave you a hug and I was like, he's gone. Like, you're not going to have to deal with that again. It's over. It was a pretty beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really was. It was such a high stress situation for me too. And I still to this day think, I don't think it would have gone the way it did had you not shown up. Because I would have been by myself. Huxley was in Tennessee already. I shipped him off. I wanted him away from that. And I thought, if I have to stay in this house and pack it up and leave, like, it probably won't be the same. I feel like he would have, Debbie Zito, a lot of people say that there's like a statistic, when a woman is leaving an abusive man, it can get really dangerous when he's leaving.
That's the most dangerous time, to be sure. And you would have left. I mean, you would have gotten out of there. You're a very resourceful woman, but you wouldn't have taken anything. I mean, that was that entire stretch and everything that kind of went along with it was. I mean, it took a long time. It took weeks of packing and trying to get everything organized, and on top of that was just this sort of toxic stew that was going on. And I know we probably talked about it on the last show, but I remember being live, and I was sitting in the room that you used to do Relatable Reese in all the time, the room that I slid in when you're like, guess who's here? And I could hear him yelling at her, and I was like, could you guys hold? And I was like, I just yelled. I was like, you want me to come up? Or something along those lines.
He said, do I need to come up there? And yeah, it got really heated. It got scary. Like each day that passed toward getting to the very end, it got much, much more threatening and frightening. And to be honest, I got to a point where I was like, this is hard because I'm trying to balance us keeping Tommy at bay, like keeping him chill, because your emotions were starting to get crazy, right? Like he was starting to, in the beginning, he was very like, it's all about optics and I'm going to act friendly to everybody. I always am in the beginning. But once you were behind the closed doors that I was behind for a certain amount of weeks, he started to chill out and kind of show his true colors in front of me. And as that happened, it started to rise with you. And I was starting to freak out. I was like, oh my God, this could get really ugly. Like this could get bad. And I thought, this is good that he's here. But in a lot of ways, it's not, because it was stressing you out. Like we weren't eating.
I'm not joking. I wasn't eating. I probably lost 25 pounds when I was there.
We were toward the end, you and I weren't even getting along anymore. You weren't eating. Hard. Like, yeah, we were fighting. I was like, we just have to get out of here. This is so bad. It got really, really bad. Reese streams attract strong women because she exudes strength. Thank you. That's true. We have some.
I agree with that.
Women.
I absolutely agree with that.
Jeannie Hansen, I'm watching The Greatest Love of All and tearing up. We love you. Thank you for being here. I'm sorry you can't. I don't know why I can't get you out of jail on Relatable Reese. There's so many people. When Tommy muted his mic, we didn't know the truth back then. Thank God Tommy was there. Yeah.
And if you watch it, when I came back, I was not, I wasn't right. It was hard. It wasn't as funny as the, hi, this is the Lifeboat. Take it easy. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.
Yeah.
The gummy night. I was like, I'm going live. Hey, this is the Lifeboat. Between now and the next time I see you, have a good one.
We needed that night that I took the gummy. I'm surprised Jeff allowed Tommy in the house. See, if you knew Jeff, it really wasn't, he was not a jealous man. He went to all those hooker parties all the time. Jeff never felt, he didn't have a jealous bone in his body, ever. And at certain points after being married to him, he was kind of starting to act like he wanted to pass me around.
He was a cuck. I'm sorry, he was.
When I would go to jester parties with him, the men would come up and grope me. They would grab me. And I would say to Jeff, like, he just grabbed me. And Jeff would be like, oh, you're fine. I didn't see it. He had no jealousy streak to him at all.
How about saying you're significant? Go ahead.
Would you call that jealousy? I don't even know that that's jealousy. I think it's just respect for your woman. Respect for women in general. Like, you don't have to be married to me. If you saw, I'm 100% sure, if you and I were out somewhere and a man came up and grabbed a woman, you would absolutely do something about it.
Yeah, that's not jealousy. Jealousy is when a guy comes up and goes, wow, your wife looks beautiful in that dress, and you freak out about it. You know what I mean? Like, you could take a compliment, that kind of thing. But if you put your hands on someone that doesn't want their to be touched, yeah, that's not jealousy. That's issuing a beat down to somebody that badly needs one. But if I may, can you picture me saying to you, you know what, you'd make a great prostitute. You'd probably have to bang 20 dudes a day, right? But you could make a lot of money doing this. This was a screwed up dude. He was a cuck. He was the guy that actually was into that type of thing. And nothing else makes sense. But that kind of environment, you spend enough time around an environment where you have sex with a woman and 4 seconds later she has sex with your best friend while you watch. That's an unhealthy thing that is going to leave all kinds of scarring.
Yeah.
I'm not giving him a pass. He's a dirtbag, but he definitely has been scarred by spending his entire adult life surrounded by that kind of an environment.
For sure. I agree with that. And there's something really wrong there. I'm just saying, like, Renee B, I'm just saying to your comment, he did not have any kind of Yeah, West Coast Fancy Nancy. Who does that to their wife? I mean, that started early on. Men were grabbing me at parties in front of their wives. Like the wives didn't see it, but the wives were there, kind of a thing. And I remember I would cry about it. We'd get in the car and I'd start crying and go, he grabbed me. Like that guy pulled my hair and grabbed me. And Jeff would be like, oh, I didn't see it. And it would really tear my heart out because I was like, I'm in danger. You know, you're in danger when your partner is like not there to protect you. The man should protect his woman. I'm sorry if that's old school, if that's outdated thinking. I'm not going to protect Tommy. He's going to protect me. Like, if something were to happen like that and I got grabbed by another man, I would expect to be protected if I'm with a man. And when Jeff did that to me, it broke me. It really, really made me sad inside.
You know, there was a couple of comments from people that said that you should forget the past and move on. I think one of the reasons that, you know, the title of this is called What We've Learned. It's so easy and it's so desirable when something from your past sucks ass to go, tell you what, we're never talking about that again. Like that whole, you know, 4 months ago thing or whatever. The reason that we're here today and talking is because we sat down and talked about the foulest shit in the entire world. And each time we do, I think we take more away from it. And, you know, there's a famous person said that if you don't pay attention to the past, you're destined to repeat it. I think that the discussions that we have about stuff like this, and we don't do it often in private, but the discussions that we have about stuff like this is, I think it's healthy. When we're very much looking to the future, but I don't want to forget any of this. I don't want to forget what not communicating, right? Or just saying, that's a tough subject, so we're not going to talk about it. Or that's a tough subject, so we're just going to lie about it. Or any of the things that we did in the past. I think that we're where we are today because we have tackled some really ridiculously tough stuff. And as bad as all of this sounds, the things that he did and hearing them, this is like the trigger stuff that we talked about on our first show back. If you don't know what triggers your mate, you're screwed. I promise you, you're going to be destined to trample all over their feelings. And normally they're not going to say, this triggers me and here's why. So they're just going to put it in the closet and resent you. And both of you are just shoving shit in the closet all day long. And eventually those doors bust off and an atomic bomb will destroy you, right?
Totally. I'm just saying that Jeff was he never should have been a man that had a woman. He should have gone single his whole life and just done the hooker parties, because that's, to me, like, that's more okay. I'm more okay with that if everybody's consenting. But
then there's no cloak and dagger shit to it. They're getting away with it because they got somebody at home. I mean, even in their literature, what does it say? Time to leave your loved ones and go home to your family. I mean, that's a part of that whole hustle for those lowlives.
You guys, do you realize it said that on every Jester email Tommy and I read? It says at the bottom when they go to parties, time to leave your loved ones and go home to your families. And then what does it say? What's the motto again? Riley's human. I love that, by the way.
What you hear here stays here when you leave here. What I see here, what I hear, shall stay here when I leave here. It's not too bad. Right from memory, huh? Not bad. Must be all that TRT.
Leave your loved ones and go home to your families. So he's right. It has to have that dirty, disgusting part. But like, if he was just single and just it was all consensual and these women didn't mind, I would rather he lived his life that way than all these guys be abusive to their wives. It's so gross. And
but they're harder to blackmail too. They're harder to keep in that organization. Once somebody comes in there and they've cheated and they've done those things, now you got dirt on these people. And they're like, you know, this is getting kind of expensive. Screw you, bro. You're in for life, right? This is kiss that Billiken's ass and let's get rolling. It was ugly, but it was one more ugly chapter you survived. Right?
It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me that sometimes I don't think about this very much anymore, but do you think Don't you think it's odd? But maybe it's not. Maybe it's the opposite of odd. Don't you think it's weird that I went from Scientology to that? Like, what are the odds?
No.
Why, Debbie?
You know what? People that get molested as kids, very often it happens 5 and 6 times because there's a certain look that you get after you've been a victim that predators see. And I'm just equating the two. You were in a high control group, and once you have been, that's the only point of reference that you have in life, is this feeling that the rest of the world's out there living completely different and you're in this group that is controlled. I think that it actually makes a crap load of sense to me. I mean, as effed up as that is, it's like
they smell it on you.
Past.
They smell it on you that you
They
are easily. That I came from a high control situation, and he probably saw that, spotted it, and said yes. Do jesters have to be married, Pat Jonas? That's a great question. I would say 99% of them are.
Most of them.
Yeah, I mean, some of them might be widowers, but no, they don't have to be married. It's just like Scientology. Do you have to marry another Scientologist? No, but it's highly frowned upon. Jesters are almost all married. So that's what I was going to say. I went blank. I used to say to Jeff, like, this isn't fair what you guys are doing to these wives. These wives should know. And he used to say to me, are you really going to destroy marriages? You're going to destroy innocent marriages and tell, like, he would say, that's so evil of you. He'd go, I can't believe I married an evil woman. And I would go, it's evil? And he'd go, yes, if you're going to destroy all these marriages by telling them what they don't need to know, he was like, you're evil for doing that. And I was
not
like,
them out doing what they're doing, but you pulling the.
It was such a mind F. Predators look, hey, Joe Virus, predators look for people with that look and a fresh and new kind of wonder about the world and life outside. That's a good point.
You know, it's so I was molested and as a kid, and it happened more than once, and it happened with multiple people. And the reason that it did is for the exact same type of thing. Once there's a mark that gets put on you in some way, because the odds that I just run into those individuals is, and I've been in groups for this, and I've talked to people about this, and it's a recurring theme for everybody that went through the kind of stuff that I went through as a kid. It just happens again and again, and I don't see a big difference in that. Scientology controls people at a level that is unreal, and predators will look at that and go, this is a person who's been controlled in the past, I'm going to control them. And I don't think it's different with people who molest, or people who do whatever. They get very good. I mean, look at the Epstein thing, 2,000 victims. Like, they get very good at spotting people that they can do what they want to do to. And in order to be that kind of a lowlife, you have to be good at that. You know, I think that was probably the situation that you found yourself in. And I think there's similarities across a lot of different types of victimization. You know,
I just want to say, babe, that was huge that you just said that. And you never say that on YouTube, and that was really big of you to say that and to be open about that. I just want to validate that. That was huge.
I trust you. It's not, I can say that here. That's probably as far as I would ever go here. But it's a remarkable thing when you have somebody that you can have those conversations with. And I'm a 55-year-old guy, and there just haven't been a lot of people over the course of my life that I felt comfortable enough to have that kind of a conversation with. And that's kind of what I was alluding to earlier too. Like, when you say, you know, you help me all the time, I don't do much to help you. The ability to have a conversation about your past with somebody without any fear of anything is the ultimate gift on earth. It just is. There is nothing more that somebody could give you. I mean, sex is great, laughing is good, but the ability to know that you can tell your partner anything, and it's not going to make you feel weird. You're not going to be judged. It's not going to make the room uncomfortable or the future uncomfortable. There's nothing else like that. I promise you, because I've never had it. Right. And it's just, it's a gift.
It is a gift, and you've shared every detail with me. And I would never, and I have never spoken about it. I never would. And I think that it's very brave, and it took a lot for you to say that out loud. I'm shocked that you did, but I'm proud
I
that
saw
you
the
did.
look on your face. You looked,
Yeah,
you
I
looked shocked.
did not. I was almost like, what did he just say that out loud? And I'm really proud of you for saying that.
And since we got that far, insights and stuff, right? You spend an entire lifetime, whether you want to or not, thinking about some of the things that you endure or whatever. And when you think about something for 4 decades, right, or 3.5 decades or whatever, you're going to put it all together. There's nothing you're not going to touch, right? But as an example, wasn't the first time that person, you weren't the first victim, right? That's something that probably should have jumped. And when you said it, I was like,
I don't know, honey. I don't know if you were or weren't.
I promise you were right. But it's like the forest for the trees. When you're standing in the middle of something, it's very difficult to look and pull yourself back because you're a kid. You're not an adult thinking about this as an adult. When you go back to trauma, no matter how much therapy you do, when you're looking at what happened to you, you're going to be 14 or you're going to be 11 or you're going to be 8 or you're going to be whatever age you were at when that thing happened to you. It's why we require therapy. It's why we need a counselor or a loved one or a soulmate, because the person sitting across from you will go, like, how did this has never occurred to you that maybe, this is something that had happened multiple times. Well, that's the kind of insight that an adult brain might get, but you normally don't think of it as an adult. You get trapped as a kid.
I could be wrong about that observation, by the way. I
don't think you are. I don't think you are at all.
I just said to Tommy that his abuser, one of his abusers, I think Tommy was not this person's only victim. Right.
And I guarantee you that is the truth. But you're stuck in the 80s and it's not something you even think about. Like why that never popped up on my radar. But once the second you said it, I was like, oh my God, way too good at it. You know what I mean? Way too good at it. Way too practiced, way too perfect. Yeah. But and again, that crosses all lines. There's no difference whether it's somebody that's, physically abusing you or whatever, or somebody that they know who they're going to get away with. They know who they can push that with. Epstein is a case I cover all the time. Why did not one of these girls' fathers freaked out and went to the authorities? They didn't have fathers. They targeted women that did not have a father. They targeted women whose moms made less than 20 grand. They knew exactly what they were looking for. And that's predators of all kind get really good at being predators. And sadly, that's just the truth.
And I'll just say, guys, it's been an honor for Tommy to share his story with me there. Again, I would never talk about it ever with anyone, especially YouTube. But I do want to say this because I see a lot of people in the chat being really brave and saying, like Jeannie Hansen, it's my story too. Debbie says far too many of us were abused as children and carry that. I just want to say Jamie Palmer was assaulted as a child. I want to acknowledge people who went through that. It's unbelievable to me. I had never met anyone that I had known of that had shared a story like that with me, except Tommy. And I am so thankful to be his partner and be the person that he trusts to share that with. But speaking of being his partner and a partner to somebody who was abused as a child, third eye open, abused by my mother's brother.
Oh, Lord.
I just want to say it's really hard. And I know so much being with Tommy. And there's a key component here that I try to give him back. You remember the sweet, what he was saying earlier, all the things Tommy does for me, abused at 19 by my roommate's ex-boyfriend, abused by my father's brother, a family member, not my dad. I'm in that club as well. My stepdad,
Oh God.
my brother, stepdad, cousin. My half brother, brother-in-law, my brother, neighbor. I want to tell you guys, I'm really impressed by this right now, and I'm thankful for it. And Tommy was brave enough to say something, and you guys are being brave enough to say something. It's a really big deal. It's a really big deal what you're doing right now, but Jesus. Even at 59, I'm scared my family will reject me if I speak out. Very few know.
Yeah, I get that.
Debbie in college, this is the first time I've ever told anyone. By a doctor and later by a nurse while paralyzed after a seizure.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Yeah, I never told anyone either. And it's I did a lot of research on this, and male, female, whatever, 65% never report. That's just how that goes. And the younger you are, the less of a chance that there is going to be that you report it. And if you do, it's going to be so much later in life. And I've never looked anybody up. I've never tried to find out where these people were. One is a school teacher at a place that I went to high school, and I think she retired. I'm not 100% sure if she retired, but I did a show once where I just alluded to the fact that it had been a teacher, and there was somebody that used to watch my channel all the time from my hometown who sent me the teacher's initials, nothing else, with a question mark. And I wrote back and went, "How did you know that?" And she was like, "Because there were dozens of you." And again, just one of those things that never popped into my head. But I remember meeting the Jane Does in the Danny Masterson case, and what blew all that open was when they figured out there was somebody else. All of them believed that they were the only person that had happened to, and when they realized that there were other victims, is when they just said, "F this dude, like we're gonna put him away," and thank God they did.
Thank you, Bo Beats, and I couldn't believe that. Bo Beats, I give thanks for our ability to love and move forward. It's really good to see you, Bo. Thank you for saying that. Thank you for your super chat. Lisa Vining, my cousin and my neighbor. No one knows but me. I was 9. Molested by my neighbor. Doctor babysitting. I've never said that in this chat before. Thank you for very few know, but thank you for hearing me. I just want to say to you guys, this is huge. Yeah, me too, Joe Virus. And I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of Tommy. And I'm honored to know you guys. I think that this is something I want to say. Being a partner, I mean, I guess you could say this. I was probably sexually abused because I was 14.
There's no probably about it, but you've come a long way, because when I first met you, you went, "No, it wasn't. It was consensual. You can't consent at 14."
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't feel like it affected me like it did you, like what happened to you. I didn't feel like I wasn't consenting. I thought I was a fully grown adult because I was told I was, and I thought it was my boyfriend. So to me, it didn't feel like how I feel lucky that it wasn't like a rape situation, right?
Yeah.
It's still not right, but I'm just saying it could have been like something that some of you have experienced here. And I just want to answer this too, but I have something I want to say. Yeah, Wendy, it really is. So few men report or admit it. Is it embarrassment? I don't know if you want to speak to that. I was going to say what you would say to that.
Um, so I was not molested by a man. I was molested by multiple women, and it's difficult. And this isn't the 80s anymore. We're in 2025. But if you just look at teachers that get caught with students, guys get 55 years to life, and women usually get 10, because there's still a pervasive thing in society where they're like, the kid hooked up. Who cares? Like, he was lucky, and I never reported it, but there was one of the incidences that happened that the entire town basically heard about, and not because of anything that I said. And it would have been a great opportunity to say this happened to me, but and I'm not. God bless them. I love all of them. But the response from everybody that heard this was like, "Good for you, man." And the first time someone says that, it steals your ability to go, no, man, like I didn't want that to happen. This was,
They cheer you on.
yeah. And that one was of all of them, like that was the one that was like, if you had watched it filmed, that was as close to a woman raping somebody as you could pull off. Like that was, there was no conversation. There was no nothing. I was tackled. That was a really effed up situation. And it was somebody who, like her husband was like a second father to me. It was a really, really messed up situation. And it's different. It's different with when you're a dude. I don't believe it's that way now. I'll tell you what, with Spanx and, from the time he was old enough to talk, it was something that we communicated about at length, because I didn't ever want to, I didn't ever want him to be in a situation where he wants to tell me something and my response makes it think that, that it's cool versus traumatic or whatever, but, and there were, all of them were women. But again, it wasn't like I went up and hit on these. I had a V on my forehead, right, for victim, and they spot you, and they know that this has happened before, and they know that you didn't tell or you wouldn't be there. And it's a recurring theme for predators, whether they have male parts or female parts. Margie Barr says, back in '79, the school librarian was doing senior boys. Yeah, well, this teacher apparently that I had a problem with in high school, every year there was just a different student or two every year, and this went on for her whole career. And she never got fired. She never got in trouble. Never got anything like that. It's just it's just different. It's viewed differently. No one goes, wow, a 15-year-old girl is lucky as hell, but they will absolutely say that about a 15-year-old boy, which is just not anymore. I'd like to believe it's not that way anymore, but things have changed. I think for the better. I think things have changed.
I'm really sorry that happened to you, honey.
I know.
I know every detail. I've known it for years. And bye, Joe. But it never is easier. And it makes me very, very, very angry for obvious reasons. And I also just didn't. I never knew that women were such predators until you told me your stories. And I always thought of more men as predators, but
they are. They are making no
I
mistake.
know, but the details of your stuff is so upsetting and just so predatorial and really, really disturbing and sleazy. And it bothers me a lot. It just does. But I want to say something. But Bo Beats, I think this is so nice. Tommy, I am hopeful for you and Reese. I am sorry for my unkind words toward you and regarding past issues.
But that was weeks ago.
Bo Beats.
We're over all of that.
Yeah, but still, it takes a lot to say.
I really do. I appreciate the hell out of that. I understand, especially how it all went down. I understand, and there's a part of this that I bet very few of you have actually considered, right? But this show doesn't do any justice to how I feel about Reese. You probably think you got an idea of it, but she means an awful lot to me. And I don't know that I would have wanted the entire world to have sided with me. There's something fantastic about the fact that that everybody backed my girl, and they may have backed her without knowing the entire story, and that's the way you want a friend. Reese's audience is very different with her than mine is. I'm not that guy. I don't share my entire life in the same way. My whole life is out there, but Reese does it on a level where she's talking to you, and that's not what I do. I'm happy that she was back to the way that she was. It may sound insane. I wasn't happy about it in the moment. I didn't like what it felt like, but I love the fact that she has an audience that supports her the way that you all do. And it's one of the reasons that when I pop into Relatable Reese, I'm there that fast. Because to me, there is something intimate that goes on that channel between you guys that I don't like watching. And I mean that, I mean, it's entertainment, but I don't want Reese thinking, ooh, can I say that with Tommy listening? I want Reese to be able to be Reese. I know she's not going to cheat on me. I know she's not going to do any of the things that are going to be deal breakers. And I don't want her to feel like I'm watching her. It sure as shit was like that for both of us the first time around, because neither of us trusted the other. So we kind of needed to watch to make sure that, you know, the other wasn't doing something that was going to be jacked. And I'm to a point now in my life where I don't worry about any of that. So I would like her to be able to have an opportunity to have a conversation with you guys and do it privately, so to speak. I realize the entire world sees it. I don't know that necessarily I should be in there watching it. It doesn't mean there aren't times I go back and watch and I'll turn the comments off so that I can just see my girl and listen to what she's saying. You guys should be able to say what you want to say. She should be able to say what she wants to say. And two people as close as the two of us are, when I pop into the chat, it changes the dynamic of the chat. And it's not a disrespecting. I love all of you guys. And I'm not hanging out in there because I think that you guys hate me or that I hate you. It's that I really love her. And I feel like I was a public speaker for a really long time. And if my girlfriend was in the back of the room, the show would have been different. If my best friend was in the back of the room, the show would have been different. And that's not, you know, and I was putting on a performance. She's opening up her soul and talking about things. And I feel like she should be able to do that without me looking over her shoulder, if that makes sense. And I know it bums her out.
Yeah.
But I hope you at least understand it.
You're the only one that feels that way. I'm going to do it whether you're there or not. And I'm always honored when you come in. I love it when you're there. I never feel like, because I think
Did you feel that in the past?
Oh God, yes. I was just
going to. And I would hate to pop in on a day where we weren't, like, we didn't have enough conversation or whatever. And I come in at a time where you thought, oh God, he walked right in on the middle of this. If he didn't hear the beginning of this, he's going to think it's just not. You understand what I'm saying?
I get it, babe. I'm not upset about it. I'm just saying,
Sorry,
we both are very different. I don't experience those feelings of insecurity or jealousy anymore either. Like, I don't feel like I have to go be in your stream to like keep an eye on it. I don't do that. I'm rarely in there. I probably go in once or twice a week. But I mean, it's our jobs. That's how I view it now. This is our jobs. We're at work. I'm not trying to watch you. I'm not trying to make sure you're walking a straight line. It's the same. I just don't feel insecure about me anymore or us, but I respect your thoughts on it. And I'm not upset that you're not there. We're together in real life. We're partners. YouTube is not our life.
Correct.
Very different. And yeah, he respects my space. And I love what Debbie says here. We love the Tommy we're seeing tonight, the real open sharing side. I love this Tommy too. That's why I like to bring him over here, because it's really not a place for him to do that on the boat. And he doesn't open up on his own like he does when he's with me. So I can get him to do this and share. And this is my favorite thing about Tommy. Guys, I get this Tommy all the time. And it's just like magical. And I tell him that. I tell him I'm very, very grateful to be yours. I mean that, because not all men are like this. They're not. And I feel very thankful. But I want to say something about the sexual abuse. I'm not going to go into any details. Don't worry about it.
I'm not worried about it.
Being a partner to somebody who went through sexual abuse as a child is quite it changes things big time. It changes things when you're with someone who went through something like that. Similar to my childhood, being forced in a chair, my feet couldn't even touch the floor, and I'm being screamed at for trying to have boundaries and emotions, because that's not allowed. So those are two extreme forms of abuse, to do that to children, to a child. And I would never want it any different. I love being Tommy's person, but there are, like when he said, we didn't, this is such a fact, guys, this is so raw and true. Before the long con, we never knew anything about each other's triggers. We didn't take the time to know each other. We lied, we dodged each other, we didn't communicate. It just wasn't real. But now I have done a deep dive on what it's like to be a partner, because when things do get heated, I believe this. I've seen it. Tommy and I both, if we start to feel tangled and twisted, not screaming, not arguing, nothing like that, but if we're like at a place where we just are kind of like, we're not meeting, we're not seeing what the other person sees, those kids come out in us
instantly.
And it's sad. I can hardly say it. Those children rear their heads, and Tommy becomes that victim where he was at that very young age. And then I do too. And if we don't recognize that and we start continuing to cross lines, that's where we used to be before that video. But now we really see, and we stop, and it's out of love. We don't go, okay, I'll just talk to you in a few days. It's not that anymore. It's, how can I help you through this? Like, let's really work through this, because I immediately start to see it. I see that vulnerable, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to be the only one, little boy. And I think the same thing happens with me. It's like, I start to defend myself and I start to get emotional, and it's the same thing. I'm fighting against what I was fighting against at 4 or 5. And so those are the times now that I recognize, those are the times that matter the most. And when you have to overcome, yes, Jamie, and love each other the most, because I really see it. I see it more probably in him than me, just because it's easier to watch him than it is me during stuff like that. But I see the little boy in Tommy come out, and it's horrific. And those are the times that I absolutely lose my shit when I think about those women. But I know that's not productive, and it's not going to help. And I talk to God about it, and I pray for Tommy about it. And this man, he thanks me for things, but he shouldn't. He does so much work on himself. Tommy has had thousands of hours of therapy, and he journals book after book after book all the time. He knows how to take care of himself. He doesn't need me. But I just want to say that, because it's really important for any partner in here that has a partner who's been sexually abused, whether it was as a child or an adult, doesn't matter. Or if you were sexually abused and you have a partner who was not, you need to pay attention to that when you guys start to go down a troubling path of disagreeing or anything, because those traumas come out. Those behaviors come out. Tommy is fighting when he gets into those situations, and he's not being logical. He switches to emotion. Those are emotions from being a child. And I hope I'm not overstepping, babe, by saying what I'm saying. I'm not trying to give any details, but those are the emotions, like I do. That's your trauma coming out. And how can I be mad at him for that? When I see him and view him that way, it makes me not want to be the Scientologist and attack, because that's what I was trained to do. Attack, never defend. And so when I look at him and I know his triggers now, and I'm so in love with this man, I don't want to keep going. I want to go, I wish I was there to hug him, but I'm not. So I'm like, let's back up here. And I give him his space and his time. And I go, let's talk through this. The thing Tommy and I think really know about each other that we didn't in the past, and correct me if I'm wrong, something we agreed to and know is neither of us are ever, ever, ever trying to hurt the other. I'm never trying to make things worse for him. I'm never poking, trying to get a rise out of him. I never do that to him. And I know he doesn't do that to me. So if you can remember that too, I think that helps a lot, because then you don't look at the person and go, you, like it's not like that. You're not trying
if you have that person, because I mean, that isn't who we were in the past. We tried scoring points. We started being idiots. But if you can get into a relationship where you agree that, we're not going to say things that were designed to hurt the other person. And if you can sort of stick to that and you realize that, so if they say something that bums you out a little, it opens you up to say something like, you didn't mean that to hurt me, did you? Like, because that hurt me. And now you can share an emotion that you might not have shared in the past because you just would have fired back something shitty to get your point in. But this I think is worth saying, especially because of the number of people who are survivors.
I agree.
In the audience, I think that this is probably because I was alluding to this earlier, and I was being cryptic as shit or whatever. But I went through a period of time in my life where I thought eventually I was going to sleep with a woman, and it was going to feel so different that I was going to know that this person was supposed to be in my life, and it was the worst period of my life, and it went on for a long time. But I slept with way more people than I should have, and it's almost impossible to feel comfortable when you've had a very early experience that was very unpleasant. It colors your relationship sexually with people for the rest of time. And when you talk about gifts with people, I said, Reese has never made me feel a way that every other woman has made me feel in my life, and that's a reality, right? We laugh a lot, even when we're that's not something that I ever would have thought would have been a thing. I didn't think that there would ever be the ability to be intimate with somebody that didn't feel weird, that didn't make you feel used or wrong or whatever. And I can't say what a big, we probably joke about sex more than other people, and I'm sure they all just think we're perverts, but I think it was liberating for both parties to be in a situation where there was no discomfort, right? There was no hangover. There was nothing, right? There was just a very, very comfortable experience on both sides. By the way, Bo Beats, if I cannot bring you back on the boat, then I will tell Reese to tell you what to do, so I can try to get a different way in there, because it's very difficult with YouTube these days to unblock. But I will absolutely try. You have my word. I couldn't fix Renee B.
To do, yeah.
So Renee B had to get another account, but she comes over all the time, and I know it's Renee B. I just couldn't get her out of timeout. There's sometimes you can't find the person. I have blocked 4,000 people, so they only let you see a certain number of them. If you pop up, it's good, but you can't keep looking forever. It's a difficult process to work.
I just wondered about what she said here. I could be wrong about this, but I saw Tommy needing his space and Reese needing to cling to her love. Are you able to work through that difference in your trauma reactions now?
Oh yeah. So here's the thing about needing my space. My go-to anytime something got too emotional or too close, because if you're not going to share something really big in your life with somebody, especially somebody that you're going to share your life with, whether you define it this way or not, you're lying to the person, because there's such a huge chunk of your life that you can't talk about. And it makes lying about everything else way easier. And I had been a heroin addict for 30 years, right? I spent a lot of time on heroin. And as a heroin addict, you got to lie to everybody about everything. Hey, where are you going? I'm going to meet a guy in a parking lot to buy $300 worth of heroin. Like, whatever you're doing, you have to come up with a new story for, right? Hey, what's that mark on your arm? Every time someone asks you a question, you have to lie. And you become so accustomed to it that I think Reese wanted honesty. And it's not that I wanted space. I've never, ever been intimate with anybody. I've had sex with a ton of people, but I've never been intimate with anybody in my life. And I wasn't capable of it. I wasn't. And it was easier in a lot of situations to say anything other than the truth, because the truth would put us into really ugly situations and fights that I wasn't ready to have. So I lied. She got angry. Everything just sort of pushed us off in opposite directions. And it probably sounds like every other person on earth when they say, well, this time is so different. I had no idea who Reese was. I didn't. I didn't know her triggers. I didn't know her past. I knew she was a Scientologist, right? And I knew what that means, but I didn't. And I don't mean this in disrespect to anybody, but if you ever heard the entire story, because I really thought after all of the time that I had spent with her that I had a pretty good idea, and I didn't. I didn't have any idea. So we are two really, really different people together than we were before. I don't want space, and she needs that love a lot less and gives it and gets it a lot more. So I think it's a really kind of a different setup.
I didn't say I needed a lot less though. I mean, even today you sent me a text and I said, thank you for, I also think we're very much more grateful for each other, right? There's a lot more gratitude, but I wouldn't say I need it less. I definitely am still in that place where I don't reach I've learned not to reach externally anymore for validation from everybody. It used to be a real bad habit for me. Like, what does this person think? Let me ask this group. What do they think before I make a decision? I don't do that anymore. I very much want to stand on my own decision and lean into what I think. But when it comes to my partner, I do definitely still need that because I want it. I want that. I like it when you randomly text me and say, I'm really smitten, kitten. I love you. Like, I need that. And I hope you understand that. I'm saying that in real time right now. Like, that will never change. I'm not ever going to be this, I'm independent. I don't need a man. I don't like when women do that because I'm like, then don't have a man. That's fine if you don't need one, but like, then don't have one because it's kind of a turnoff to be like, I don't need you. Like, that's not how I feel. I definitely love what we have. And I need that confirmation and validation from you because I want it.
Yeah, it's a different kind of need though.
Thank you, Debbie.
In the first time around, the need was more in line of like you needed access. You probably needed exactly what you have now, but that since you didn't get that, it became very controlling, and you wanted to know like the stupid small details about stuff. Like now, if you don't hear from me for 2 hours, you don't give a shit. So you know I'm doing something. So it's different. I think that we communicate in a way that we didn't before. And Armenia, you're right. I did come from a really fantastic family. The drugs were a way to turn off feelings that didn't make sense to me, and drugs are expensive as hell. And once you get into a habit that's a couple of $100 a day, the crime was it made a lot of sense because there was no other way to come up with that money. And that's kind of what led me down that road.
Yeah.
But yeah, my family still is great. I have a great family. These things would destroy them. They did everything they could to protect me. Go ahead.
You really do have an amazing family.
I do.
I love your sister and I love your mom. I wish I could have met your dad. I mean, of course I love Johnny, but I really, the feminine side of your family, I really like. Like I felt very close to your sister. Hope, I just want to say this is amazing. You seriously maybe saving my 10-year relationship. Thank you so much for this. That is that's amazing. And I just want to say thank you to Tommy for opening up. That was a bomb. I did not expect that. I didn't think we were going in that direction, and you must have needed to say it. And I'm really proud of you for doing that because it kicked off a whole bunch of people who felt safe to share as well tonight. And I just think that is such a beautiful thing. And you are seen, guys. You are heard. And I am so sorry. I wish I could take it away. I hate that happened to you. I don't know why I'm talking to you like I'm sorry that happened to you. I guess it happened to me. But again, I felt like I was consenting and like it was okay. And I don't feel to this day like it has power or control over me like it does with someone like you or some of the people in the chat who were young children. Because that's, to me, so much worse to do that to a small child.
But you create a story in your head that keeps you sane no matter what happens to you, right? Whether you're a guy that goes to prison and deals with violence in there or whatever, you have to create a narrative that keeps you sane. And
what is that point?
That's the cat playing with a stupid bird.
I was
The
like, are there birds out at night there? That's
No,
crazy.
she's
Okay.
driving me crazy. But for the longest time, I mean, if I would sit in groups and guys in there would say, I got molested by a babysitter. And this is in a prison group, and it's a guy talking about being molested by a woman. You would think this would be a golden opportunity to go, hey, right? But you create a narrative in your head. And, like I said earlier, when the one that the town knew about, it was, hey, good for you, right? So you create a narrative in your head where I'm not a victim. I was lucky, right? I got laid way before guys did. And that's not reality. And I'm not busting your balls because everybody sort of comes to this at a different time. But if you had asked me when I was in my 20s, I wasn't a victim. I was destroying my life with drugs because I was a victim, but I could never say, that like the M word, I wouldn't have been able to say molested. That's something that I've been able to say in the last year, right? We tell ourselves a story to get through it. And I knew a girl that went through just absolute hell. She was on drugs. I worked with her a lot in the first year of the lifeboat, and she had the exact same attitude. She started having sex with someone. She was 14. The person was 38. She was like, but we were both into it. It was a drug thing. I wasn't a victim. The fuck, you weren't. I mean, I promise you were. You can tell yourself anything you want in your head to make that work, but in your teens, you're a victim.
Okay, you cut out for a second.
What I was saying is, if the person that you're having sex with is 14 to 15 years older than you and you're in your teens, you got sexually assaulted, right? By law, by definition, right?
Right.
You can't consent until you're 18. You don't feel victimized because you grew up in a cult and you had a father who went, good for you. That's more victimization. And a day is going to come where it's going to sink in at a different level. And I'm saying this because I didn't start coming to grips with this until I was considerably older than you are now. But what happened is messed up. It is.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, honey. I'm not saying it isn't. I'm not trying to minimize what happened to me. I think in Scientology, there are no children. And so
Right.
I was smoking, like I just felt like one of the adults. I was working 14 hours a day like everybody else. And just
I've heard the story.
In the same rat race. So I don't know. And again, yeah, everybody knew. All the adults knew. My dad, it wasn't a secret. And I think that's the other component to molestation and child abuse is like, shh. And
Yes.
It wasn't for me. It was open. Everybody knew about it.
But I've heard that story in a way that other people haven't heard that story. I've heard that story, what was going on in the room, what the smell was like, what all of the different senses, everything that was going on. And I promise you that a day is coming where you're going to hear it the way that I heard you say it. And I'll be there. And it'll be a rugged thing. But there's
You're right. You're absolutely right about that because I know exactly what you're talking about. I remember that conversation. And I always make excuses for him and go, he didn't know either. He was 24. He knew.
Absolutely,
Yeah, I have a hard time accepting that, and I'm not ready to accept that. And I think you're right. The day will come where that will shock the hell out of me because I still protect him and go, he didn't know. He just really liked me. And what if that's not true?
Even if it is true, right? What if pick any one of my 3 abusers and go, what if they just really love Tommy? Is that all right?
Never.
No, because it's me. So, and as a guy, I get this at a level that you probably don't, right? The worst, like in prison, they'll go, dude has V on his forehead. They mean the guy walks through the door, right? And he's a victim. He's not going to survive. It's the word victim is a terrible thing in that world, right? So to say I was victimized is a wicked hard thing to say, especially, if you're 220 pounds and 6'2", right? And I was victimized by a chick that's 103 pounds and 5'4", right? That's a hard thing to wrap your brain around. But as you're gonna get to a point and you're gonna journal and you're gonna go through, and at some point it's gonna click that this was so wrong.
It already has because my son is now 16.
Bingo.
And so when Huxley turned 14, I had a really hard time with that because I thought, I was sleeping with an adult man at 14. If my son was in the Church of Scientology right now at 14, sleeping with a 24-year-old woman, I'd burn everything to the ground.
How about that?
Right. So why I can't see it for myself, I think you're right. It will happen when it's supposed to happen. It'll be a God
Exactly.
thing, and I'll work through it, and you'll be there, like you said.
Exactly. And it shouldn't happen before then.
Right.
Right. I think I would have gone off the rails if I had dealt with it or been forced to deal with it or anything else.
And I think that everything has unfolded as it should so far, thus far, right? Like things have unfolded and I've gone, oh my God, I've had those moments and it will happen, but I can't see all that stuff at once. It'll break me. So I think it's happened how it's supposed to happen in the layers that peel off, right? At a time. This was very kind. I love you too. I will never understand how I've started caring about so many people I have never met, but it's real love and concern. I love you, Riley's human. I feel the same way. I love you, and I'll miss you in the Zoom this weekend. But have fun. Have fun in Disney World. Thank you, Lacey Silver, for gifting membership.
Oh, how cool is that?
That's really nice, babe. People love that. Thank you. I have questions about Christian programs in prison. My son is in one. What should I look out for?
Well, here's the thing. They vary wildly. There are some incredible programs in prison, and there are some that are just not. It just kind of depends on how they're being run. They don't take a lot of crap. So if you enter one of those programs, they can't force you into it, right? You have to willingly go into one of those programs. They used to do stuff like they don't even do AA or NA anymore because it says higher power in it, and people sued in the federal government. So all that's been thrown out. I went into a program like that in the federal prison called the FISH program, which is designed by Christians. You have to apply for it. I was on a 1.5 year waiting list, but they're going to pray. They're going to pray. It is not like being in a regular unit. People pray. They do Bible studies. They're not faking it. If you go in there and you're just looking for a place, they're going to bump you out of there. If you're not active in your religion, then you're not going to be in there. That's how my experience was in it. But it could be very different. I've talked to people who were in the States and said, yeah, I did more dope in the Christian unit than I ever did anywhere. When I was in the Christian unit, they drug tested us once a week, every single person in the room, because the program didn't want people in there that were bullshit. And there weren't any. I mean, a couple of guys got bounced out, but for the most part, I mean, it was 180 guys that were very serious about changing their life and believed that God was the way to get to that. I would just, and this is just going to sound so shitty, but I have to say it. 99 times when someone says they're in a Christian unit, they're not. Like I used to be in a regular unit and hear guys on the phone telling their mom they were in the Christian unit. You're just like, eh. But it's because it's one of those things that makes parents usually go, oh, well, that's good. They're trying to improve. I'm not saying that's the case, but anytime anybody asks me something like this, I always sort of go back to the fact that 9 out of 10 people that I heard say were in a Christian program were standing in a unit where we were making alcohol and getting loaded on dope, and just were trying to get that across.
That almost sounds like kids in school, like lying to their parents to say, like,
well, what happens is most of these people want money sent in. So if they start with the, hey, I'm in a Christian program, mom, and they start going down that road. And then I tell people this all the time too, and it bums people out. But if your son or daughter calls and says, I broke my MP3 player, or I broke someone else's, I broke their radio, if I don't get money right now, they're buying dope. No one's ever broken someone's MP3 player to have that person go, if I don't get the money in 2 hours. That doesn't happen. If somebody needs money overnight in prison, it's for dope. There's no other story that they're telling you. I promise you it's for dope.
wow.
Yeah, it sucks. And I've had so many people reach out to me and go, oh, my kid said that. He also said, I'm like, don't even tell me, because I can finish the rest of every one of those lies. Because I would go in the phone room and hear him 40 times a month. You'd hear somebody trying to get money out of their family. I'm filing a lawsuit. It's $400. You have to pay for the filing, all that. I just got into an education program. It's going to be $350. Those are all bullshit. They're all bullshit.
Too bad. But it's good for you to educate people so they know that. I mean, I would have never known that.
Yeah, it sucks, but it is
wow.
real. If somebody inside is telling you they need money overnight, they're getting high with it. There's no other reason.
That's sad, but I'm glad you explained that to her. This has been a really powerful stream, and there's just something to it the night before Thanksgiving. I really appreciate you being so open. I've always said this. I love Tommy's heart.
And it's the shirt.
I
said it's the shirt. It's got me feeling some kind of way.
I bet it does. When we're done and we FaceTime tonight, I'll take that off and just put the shirt on.
I'm going to hold you to that now. I mean, you said that in front of hundreds of people. Don't bullshit me now.
I have to make a whole bunch of deviled eggs for tomorrow. Babe, I mean it. I really, really love you. And you have always come through, and I like how much we can trust each other. And, you know, as horrible as the long con was, I'm grateful for it. And, what I think a lot of people who hate us don't realize is, yes, I did that. And I'm sorry I did that. But there are so many other things that I have known about you that you've trusted me with that I would have never said, and I never did, and I never would. And I just really love you. And I was really hurt. And I don't believe for a second that you're a con man or that you are harmful to women. And I was very hurt.
And here's the thing. There was a time between the two of us where saying I'm ripping this person off was easier than saying I'm trying to help this person, because we were at a place where that wasn't possible for you. And I'm not being disrespectful, because you're not that person. But there was a time where it was just the easiest and the fastest expedient lie to stop whatever argument we were in. And that's just one of 70, right? Because there was no honesty between us at any level. But as much as it's important to sort of grow and make sure that you don't repeat the past, I think it's difficult for people to understand. I don't read any emails anymore. I don't correspond with anybody. Those days are over. It may sound like I'm a dick, but I just don't talk to anybody anymore. It's a safer thing for me. But before I cut that off about 6 months ago, people would reach out and just go, man, how in the name of God could you do this, or forgive her, or trust her, or they know this much of the story. They heard the things that you said. There is literally no point of reference. And as effed up as it is, what you heard me confess today on this show is a hair, right, in a person's head compared to the conversations that I've had with Reese about my entire life. And none of that happens without the long con. I'd still be living the life that I was living, which usually meant sleeping with somebody 15 minutes later, wishing I was dead, and never speaking to that person again, which is probably the sleaziest thing a guy can do on earth. And I wasn't capable of anything else. And that's a shit life. I'm in a really cool place, and it wouldn't have happened if it wasn't for that. So, and I'm not taking down the video. I think it's funny as hell, my short about why I will never reconcile with Reese. It's a great lesson in why you never say never. I knew when I made that video I wanted to reconcile with Reese, but that video was made at a time where just about everything that I put out of my mouth was tinted or designed to create an image of who I was, because when I was 11, the image of who I was got destroyed, and I was never comfortable with who I was again. So I was always trying to create something. Smoking weed made you not stupid. It made you, tough and edgy. And all of those things were just part of crafting this bullshit persona. And I don't care anymore. It's one of the reasons that I don't talk to anyone ever again. It's not something that I don't care anymore. There are very few people like these shows. I don't watch the haters. They can have a field day talking about this. I don't give a shit. I don't take emails from people. So this is me and my girl, and I hate cryptic, right? On my channel, I don't get pushed out the way I used to, because I won't say SA, I say sexual assault, I say rape, I say all of the things you're not supposed to say on YouTube. And then I come on here with Reese and I'm trying to describe what's happening in our relationship, and I'm doing it the same way, because I'm not going to say that these things happened to me, and that doesn't feel right anymore. And I would say that that's you, kid, because it wasn't even something I could say to myself, much less out loud. The reason that I was able to say it today is because I'm never going to pretend to be something that I'm not anymore. Doesn't mean I have to share my entire life with somebody, but if I'm telling half of the story, trying to make you understand something I'm saying, and because of things in my, I'm just not going to be that person. I don't give a shit. You want to think less of me or judge me or not judge me. I don't care anymore. I'm very comfortable today with who I am. And as weird as it might be, and there are people who are going to say that it's unhealthy and they can piss up a rope too, but I only really need one person to know who I am. I have friends down here. They're great people. But there's one person on this planet that needs to know who I am, and I promise you she does. So she'll be here. I dropped my knee on this little patch of grass. It was lovely. She'll be here. I promise.
Babe, we never told that story.
Well, it was a good one.
Tommy and I were walking to a Mexican restaurant when I was in Ecuador. And
really good Mexican restaurant.
My favorite. And there was in the street, there was a big pothole in the street, and grass had grown up through the pothole. And it was just a piss patch for all the stray dogs. And Tommy and I are walking, and I do not think anything. I don't think anything. All I'm thinking about are chips and salsa, and he's just babbling on. And I'm like, yeah, walk faster, legs. Let's go. And he goes, oh, look, a patch of grass. And he dips down on one knee on this patch of grass. And I was like, oh, shit, I was thinking about guacamole. Can you just email me the rest of this?
Yeah, just get to it. I'm wanting guacamole.
And I started bawling, and he was like, kid. And he basically said what he said to you guys tonight. He said, I can't live my life without you. I tried. You tried to kill me. And then you texted, and I did a lot of this.
There was none of that.
And he said, I just really love you. Will ya? And I said, on this piss patch? Yes, I will.
It meant so much to her. I actually had to revisit the piss patch a couple of nights later.
Oh my God. It was
a couple margaritas in her. She was like, hey, why don't you
Every time we walked past that restaurant, I was like, babe, look, there's the pee patch.
I walk by it once a week. I see it and go, oh.
It was the cutest thing. I took a picture of it. I took a picture of the piss patch, and I'm trying to find it because I wanted to remember it forever. It was the sweetest thing I had ever seen. And he just went, oh, look, a patch of grass. I don't know where it is now. It was the sweetest piss patch confessions. So romantic.
That would be a really good name for a show.
You should have named the channel that. Piss Patch Confessions.
Not only did I get between a lady and her food, but this is really good food.
It's the best Mexican food I've ever had.
Yeah, I make some pretty decent Mexican food. My quesadillas are better than yours.
I couldn't. I ate Mexican for the first time yesterday since then, and I was like, oh, it's awful. I found it. Babe, why are you not feeding yourself?
I am feeding myself.
There it is. There's the piss patch.
There it is.
Tommy bent down on that knee. On that little piss patch in the street.
Exactly where it was.
And we were on our way to eat at our favorite place.
It really is a great restaurant.
Yeah. I had to take a picture of the piss patch. That was the sweetest thing I had ever seen, babe. You are so cute and sweet. That's a bigger patch than I pictured. Is there a ring? We talked about this. I'm not really a ring kind of gal. I mean, Tommy can if he wants.
Yeah, there'll be a ring.
I don't really. I've been married so many times. I said to him, if we got married, I would just wear one of my old wedding rings. And I asked him if he was okay with that. And he said, yes, I love all my old wedding rings.
She has 2 dozen.
Huh?
I said, there's 2 dozen. There's a large collection to go through.
Hundreds. Is it the New Year's ring? I just reset. I'm not really a ring kind of person. Reese says that while wearing a ring.
Well played, Rain Virus.
I love Virus.
Well played, Rainbow.
I'm not
Well
really
played.
a ring kind of gal.
Yes.
No, I'm not a wedding ring person. I have so many wedding rings that honestly, I loved my ring.
Hundreds. Did not know
Guys, do you think it's weird? I loved my Fred ring and I loved that ring from Jeff. It's like 10 pounds and I love that ring and I miss wearing it. I can't wear it. What am I going to wear it? Can I?
Do you remember me putting that on the right hand? That's as far as I can get that on today.
Yeah, I know. And it really worries me. And I want you to see a doctor if that
It's
doesn't.
perfect on this one, though.
Guys, is that okay? Little M says bad mojo. Here's the thing. Jeff wore his wedding ring to Wanda when he was married to me. I didn't give a shit.
And look how well that worked out.
And it worked out so well that we parted as such good friends.
Exactly.
What is the ring that Tommy is wearing? It's a ring that he liked at one of the little markets. What am I trying to say? There was a silversmith in Ecuador that was making those, and Tommy loved it, and I bought it for him.
Awesome. And she brought it home and said, "Hey, check it out."
Well, here's the crazy thing. We walked past, and I said, "Do you make any of these in his hand size?" Because Tommy has Wreck-It Ralph hands, and the guy, none of them fit. And the guy measured his ring, and his finger, he's a 13. And one night, Tommy was streaming, and I went down to the guy and I said, "Can you make that in a 13?" He goes, "Give me 45 minutes." And he made it. And I was like, oh my God. And I came home to Tommy and I said, "Will you be my wife?"
That's right. She asked first.
What about just a wedding band, Reese? Hawk the ring from Jeff to get to Ecuador. I love that ring though. It's just a ring. I agree with Sophia. I love Sophia. It's just a ring in the end. Like, it's just a ring. You said you didn't care. Here's the thing, guys. Wedding rings are expensive. They're thousands of dollars. Why? I've got dozens. Why not just wear an old one? I love my Fred ring and my Jeff ring. Who cares? It's a ring.
Or you could sell the 75 watches that I gave you.
No way. I'm never selling any of the watches you gave me. And here's the other thing. Do I need to wear a ring? Who cares? I just don't feel. Tommy, do you want me to wear a ring?
Yeah, I kind of do. Like, we tried to go shopping here, but we need to get a little bit more creative where we shop.
How much was Tommy's ring? $40.
No, it was not.
That was. I think it was 33 or something, and I gave him 220s and said, "Keep it, dude."
See, that was nice of you.
I tip everybody while I'm there. I tip everybody. I never wear my wedding band because of my work. Oh yeah, Armina's a cake maker. It's what's in your heart that matters. Jamie Palmer, I did buy the exact same ring from him. He had it in a size 7. The women's was cheaper. I think that one was 25. And I bought that exactly.
This is twice as big around as that one.
Yeah.
Twice as much metal in it.
And I'm just, if I'm going to wear a wedding band, I don't want it to be something like that. It's not the ring or the wedding. It's the heart. Reese, I knew it. I asked you in an email knowing I was being nosy. You sure did. So did Just Joan. I just don't care about a wedding ring. It's not that important to me, but I've done it 3 times and I don't care as much. But if it's important to Tommy, I just don't want him to waste his money on it. It just seems like such a waste of money. It's such a waste of money, especially when I have 3 beautiful wedding rings.
Yeah, but you know what? I mean, and I said I don't care because it was one of those things that I could tell you were working yourself up about. But I mean, you really want me to say it? Because we're deep in the show, but I probably shouldn't say it.
Well, I don't know what it's going to be. So this is one of those.
I don't want to see your hand wrapped around me with a ring on there that belongs to your ex.
Buy a new ring. You can still wear past rings as a ring, but a new wedding ring. Yeah.
I agree.
My ex found my wedding ring. Cheapskate.
If he found the good one, though, cut him some slack.
That reminds me of my first husband, Michael. Guys, he was 19. Okay. He was, worked at Whole Foods. He comes home one night with flowers And I said, oh my God. And he goes, I know. Can you believe they were going to throw these in the trash?
Romantic devil. Look, you know what? No, what if you're holding my hand and then I look down and I see that ring and I think, oh, that shithead gave her that. Or what if you're holding my ear?
Babe.
What?
We are deep into it. Babe, here's the thing. We have very different thoughts on this. Like if you had a cool wedding ring from your ex, I would not feel any kind of feeling about it. Jeff wore his ring with Wanda and I was like, do it. I don't give a shit. Recycle it.
Yeah,
I don't have feelings about that, but I respect you. What if you're holding my ear?
Right? What if you're holding my ear?
I don't hold on to your ear. I hold on to the top of your head.
Those rings definitely brought her to me.
Do you really not care?
But if we go that route, there are a couple of women that I slept with who also would have sort of got me to here. And I don't think she wants a picture of any of them on the wall while we're doing it. And a ring is one of those things that you sort of bring into that environment. And that's,
I just don't have any attachment to I don't care. Like, it doesn't mean anything to me. This sounds like I cheated on you.
I want my own territory. Is that so wrong? Good.
Babe, I have thousands of dollars.
I want to have my territory. Sorry.
Well, that
you know what I mean.
Put a damper on things. I have thousands of dollars worth of wedding rings. Why?
Good, we'll sell one, and then we'll go have fun with that. We'll get Bo here dressed in style. We'll get Bo a first class ticket and put him in a trench coat.
Neither one of us have a bunch of money, and I'm trying to figure out to sell everything to even move there. Seems like a big chunk of waste of money to buy a ring when I'm trying to figure out how to move there. Who gives a shit?
Then in the meantime, you can get a $39 stainless steel or sterling silver band that you wear on your hand that will make you think of me and not Commander. Excuse me.
Yeah, but I bling it up too much. It's going to be hard to just wear some plain old silver.
Oh, so what you're saying is it isn't about the ring. It's about how much that ring that the last dude spent on it. See, you're killing your own argument. No, you're killing your own argument.
Let me finish. It has nothing to do with the money on it. It's this. Like, I like cool shit. I don't want just some stupid, dumb silver band. I like ornate stuff. That's not about what it costs. It's like, I like it to be catchy, like these. I like it to be like, this all has cool stuff to it. It's not like these were billions of dollars. I can't just wear
then we'll go out and get something that lights you up, that doesn't have anything to do with any shithead who cheated on you or treated you poorly or isn't your future. Who's your future?
Who's my future? It does. It's not about the price. He has to have the biggest ear ring. Yeah, I hope you guys understand what I mean by that. It's got nothing to do with the price. It's just, I like what I like. I can't just wear a silver stupid circle around my finger. That would bum me out. It's boring.
Well, then let's go get you something that doesn't have an attachment to someone else that you don't find boring.
Well, let me ask you this. Jeff's ring is really cool, and I've lost weight, and so it fits my middle finger now. I'd like to start. I don't know why I'm asking. I don't need to ask you. If I wear it on a different finger, you don't care. That's a cool fucking ring.
I'm not a fan of the ring. I'm not a fan of baguettes any other place but on watches, and there's only two kinds of watches that I would ever put baguettes on. However, if it makes you happy, then put it on.
Okay. I just wouldn't wear it on my wedding finger.
Caroline in Canada does make a solid point.
Ringer? That's what I just said. Wedding finger ringer. Huh?
Yes. Caroline in Canada says she forbids it.
This is weird to me that you guys care. I don't give a shit about stuff like that. It doesn't bother me. I have no attachment to that ring. It doesn't make me think of Jeff at all.
Well, but if it makes me think of Jeff, that wouldn't be good.
Right. I get it. I forgot about you. I was just thinking about me.
Yeah. That old chestnut.
All right. So Okay.
But it's a talisman. You need a new ring. Doesn't have to be pricey. They are talismans of sorts. They're a representation of the love, right? No beginning, no end. It's a right. There's a whole bunch of stuff around that. Jamie Palmer says bad juju. You're calling it your Jeff ring.
Well, that's because I got 3 of them. I have to identify which man gave which one.
Nevertheless, it will always be the Jeff ring.
Okay. Well, I just think it's a big waste of money to buy a ring right now when I'm trying to figure out moving.
But I'm not asking you to waste your money.
Right. But I just think it's smart to save our money right now.
Babe, the super chats are rolling in. I'm making money you wouldn't believe. This month, I think I'm going to hit 450. We'll work it out. We'll figure it out. Spuds.
Speaking of super chats, I think I missed Kat. Ecuador Moving Fund, lots of love. I love Kat. Are you going to be at the Zoom call this weekend, Kat? But it's a talisman. You need a new ring. Doesn't have to be pricey. Kat, thank you for the super chats. That was really sweet. Kisses, potatoes.
Love her. All time great.
I do like the middle finger idea. Yeah, if that ring fits my middle finger, that's a bomb ass ring for a middle finger. I would use Jeff's ring towards something blingier and better. Where? Can I take that ring like into a jewelry store and trade it for another ring or no?
I will tell you this.
Yes, Rain, I have Fred's ring.
I will tell you this as a former thief, right? What you're going to get when you take a ring in and sell it is going to destroy you. I'm not kidding. Here's what happens. A guy takes a woman to go buy something and they go someplace and it's $5,000. The markup on it is $3,000. They're going to go somewhere and the guy goes, I'll give you 900. And you go, what? What are you kidding me? I promise you, you would not believe how bad that is. And it devastates people whenever they try to do it. That's my humble opinion.
Okay. Hey, Just Joan. Yes, we are doing a Zoom in December. We're just doing it. We always do the last Sunday of the month, but in December it's going to be the second to the last, so it'll be the 21st instead of the 28th. But yes, we're doing a Zoom in December. And then I know, watch out for kids' claws on that lace. She doesn't have front claws. I rescued her that way before anybody goes, oh my God, you declawed your cat. I would never do that. But she does have back claws, and I think she did get it.
Hey, I had an ex that had a $27,000 engagement ring, and she sold it for $3,200.
You bought her that?
I didn't say I bought it. I just said she had a $27,000 engagement ring. I wasn't in a good place in my life at that point. Let's not get judgy.
I don't care about, I just don't, I would have said, okay, Kat, good. I would have said in the past, it matters to me. But after like the last marriage, the ring was amazing. The marriage was horrible. It doesn't symbolize anything for me anymore. I've been married. I've been to the show. I've seen it, the smoke and mirrors. I don't care. What matters is the relationship to me.
To me, it was a representation. To me, it was a representation of his love for you.
Okay.
But I'm saying sort of how you got it.
I don't feel like I need a ring. Yeah, she's right, Jen. I agree with you, Reese, but you should take Tommy. And you're right. I'm not always good at that. Like when it's something where I'm like this, I'm like, it doesn't matter to me. I kind of stomp all over his feelings. And that's a bad habit for me. It's not cool. I feel like because
they are a talisman. If it was but this isn't. They really are a talisman. And you can. Here's the thing, like, if my ex had that thing taken apart and put in a new setting, I wouldn't have given a shit. I'd have been like, okay, I get that, because now what made that thing unique to the two of us was gone. She could have pulled off there were sapphires on both sides of the diamond, right? We had this thing kind of. I knew what she wanted. Instead, she sells it for damn near nothing, right? But take that thing and have it redone. There are stones in it. You like the stones? Have them redo it into something that is uniquely then yours that has nothing to do with him. The stones came from the earth, right? They were mined by some 14-year-old kid in Sierra Leone. So take the stones and have them put into something that's beautiful that doesn't have any representation of him.
Right. And I'm sure that will cost thousands of dollars that I'm not
willing to cost thousands of dollars. I promise you. This is something I know something about. Stole a lot of jewelry.
I just don't think that that's important to spend money on at this time.
Well, at this time,
Correct.
don't.
Okay.
In the meantime, we'll come up with something that you think is blingy and that represents our love. And you can wear that until the time comes where I get you the Hope Diamond.
Okay.
Hope Diamond's about this big.
I've seen it. I saw it in a museum in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, good size. Good size. Actually, you know what? Most people may not realize this, but the one time I was out of Ecuador since moving here does happen to be when the Louvre got hit. Just saying, you might have something coming anyway.
Is jewelry cheaper there? I don't think
no, not much.
Yeah, Riley's human. Pick another battle. Give Tommy his due. Yeah, I totally agree, guys. This is shitty of me, but it's selfish of me. But like because it's my finger, because it's like my experience, and I'm trying to move him. I don't care. I don't want you to spend your money. I'm trying to offer a different solution. I realize it's not. I'm not.
Don't worry about spending the money.
I'm being inconsiderate. I understand that I'm doing that.
I've been targeting a place around here. I'm gonna in and out 2 minutes.
God, stop.
Kidding.
Yeah. Oh, it doesn't have to be expensive to reset items.
Not at all. I promise you. You know how I know this? Because when you take something and you don't want to get caught with something, you immediately take it to someone who takes the stone out, puts it into a different setting so it can't be identified. It's not expensive at all. That's what they're doing with Napoleon's jewels right now, I promise. As sad as it is, that's what they're doing with it right
Did they never recover that stuff?
They have not recovered that stuff. And by now it has been chopped, melted. None of that stuff is going to be intact. If they don't get it within the first, they'll lay low for 2 or 3 weeks. But after that, they're cutting that stuff up. You can't say, hey, check it out. This was from Napoleon, because the person you try to sell it to is going to bust you. So they're going to cut those stones down. They'll take a stone this big and cut it into smaller stones. It's tragic what's going to happen to that.
That's so
Tragic.
sad.
I agree with you, man. It's like melting a pocket watch. It's just horrible.
I'll tell you what, one day down the road when we have the money and it's a priority, we'll go pick something out.
Sounds good.
Until
In
then,
the interim, come on down here and see what happens on over the holidays. What are you doing for New Year's? Daydream?
well, maybe I'll go see my boyfriend.
How about that?
The other thing I've always said is it doesn't have to be a diamond. Get a cubic zirconia. Who gives a shit?
I saw a billboard once. I literally drove by on the freeway and it said, 3.5 months of salary, my ass, cubic zirconia. So all it said on the billboard, I was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Nobody can tell the difference and no one cares. Honestly, nobody cares. Look at all the fake turquoise I wear. I sure love you. We've been on here, oh my God, for 2 hours and almost 48 minutes. I can't believe these people stayed with us. Guys, this was a really important stream. And this was a beautiful stream being the day before Thanksgiving. There's something to that.
Tomorrow's Thanksgiving.
And happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
And there with you.
To all of those people that said, I've never told anyone this before, find somebody that you really trust and you really love and tell them. It's not going to be overwhelming for them. They're going to feel honored that you chose them after a lifetime of not telling anyone. And I am here to tell you, because I know something about this. It took me over 50 years, but it will absolutely change your life. You will start to look at things differently. Things smell differently, right? Water feels different. Everything is different once you take something that you've hidden your entire life and you say it out loud to somebody you care about. Do it. You'll thank me later.
There was a huge difference when you shared all of that with me.
No question.
Yeah. Baby, thank you for sharing that on YouTube today. That was really, really big of you. And again, totally unexpected. And I'm really proud of you for doing that. I mean that. I'm
Thanks.
impressed.
Good.
And look at what you did to help other people by doing that. It was huge.
Well,
I love you, and a lot of people here love you.
well, I love you too. More than you know.
All right, everybody. I hope you all have a happy Thanksgiving. Just so you know, I will be streaming tomorrow afternoon. And thank you for joining us here. Hit subscribe. Thank you for gifting those memberships and the super chats and being members. That was really, really kind of you guys. It's very supportive. And for those of you that want to join me tomorrow, again, I don't know if Joanne Hawley is probably not still here, but I know she's alone tomorrow. There's going to be some people alone. Are you streaming tomorrow, honey?
Yes.
Okay. So Tommy and I will each be streaming on our channels for those that want to join us that just are going to be alone or that have the time that aren't even alone. Jamie Palmer, I have to find out from my family what time we're doing Thanksgiving tomorrow, but I think it's going to be earlier in the day. I already told my mom I have to be home by about 4:30, like normal time to stream. So it will probably be around 4:30 in the afternoon Central Time for me. Tommy will probably be his normal time tomorrow night around 8:00. I think he does his time.
I do.
He's on Eastern now. He's on the Eastern time zone. So guys, I mean it. Happy Thanksgiving. We love you. Thank you for sharing tonight. This was huge. Oh my God, Armine, go to bed.
Yeah, what do you, come on.
She does that every time. She's
You
amazing.
kept her up 3 hours.
She does it every time. Is a lab developed diamond different than cubic zirconia? I think so.
Yes. Yeah, cubic zirconia is glass. A lab developed diamond is where they take coal, the dust from coal, and they literally put it under pressure. So it's the same thing that makes a diamond, except they do it in a lab. But,
okay.
Yeah.
I mean it, guys. Thank you for sharing tonight. It was pretty huge. It was kind of a breakthrough, and I'm proud of all of you for doing that. And like Tommy said, I hope you have somebody to talk to, like he does with me and like I do with him. Babe, I love you. Stay on, obviously. And I'm going to hit end stream. We love you guys. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for sitting through 3 hours with us. That's incredible. Love you, Jessica. Thank you, guys. I love you all. Thank you for sharing. I'll see you all tomorrow, and happy Thanksgiving.